Okay. All right.
Here we are.
3, 2, 1. Let's go. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another exciting edition of the Battlefield Show, featured right here on Twitch Live. I am joined here with Omni Baranox, or just Baranox, or Lord Baranox himself. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me on. This is awesome.
Yeah, welcome to episode number 4. Wow. I mean, imagine when we're going to get to episode like 2000, right? We're going to be like 80 years
it's
old.
nuts. Yeah,
it'll be cool.
I can't wait to look back on it. So
hell yeah. Okay, so as you can see, we got some pretty pictures here and on my right side, or whatever your perspective is.
Yeah.
Baranox, you have been on some adventures here recently.
Yes,
and
that is a familiar picture.
Yes, very familiar. There's a lot of cool stuff on here I want to go over. Let's start off first with this gun fascination. You have this collection, this enthusiasm, spirit. Like, is this from Knob Creek? Did you go down there to Kentucky?
Oh yeah, man. So we've been going for a couple years now. Big firearms enthusiast, if you haven't guessed yet. That place is so cool. I mean, even if you aren't big into guns or anything like that, if you just play like an FPS or something, you should go one year, because it's such a wild, like visceral experience to be near that much just like power going in one direction. It's nuts. And obviously you can see some crazy stuff there. I mean, there's a lot of stuff just in that picture that most people
There is a lot of stuff on it. Any of those
like,
yours?
Well, so none of those are mine.
Okay.
The way that they set that up, they've got this like main firing line of guys. And the reason I'm not out there is, last I heard, the waiting list to get like on the firing line to be a guy shooting is over 10 years long now. Like that's how big like of an event this is. Yeah, it's the largest private machine gun shoot in the world now. So it's a big deal.
I've heard about some others. Have you heard of Big Sandy Shoot? Is that a thing?
Yeah, that's a big deal too. I've never been to it. I've seen videos and stuff.
Because that's only here on the West Coast, is it not?
I think so, because when I see it, it looks like it's in like a desert. So
I think it's in Arizona, but I could be mistaken about that. But Big Sandy Shoot, also one of the biggest ones. But Knob Creek in that specific area is just, I mean, it hits the news, right?
Oh yeah, I mean,
even recently.
I tweeted that thing the other day. I don't really follow like a lot of politics stuff or side with much of it, because most of it's just like cancer, to be honest. But it was crazy that it's so nuts. Like the news channels, like big media channels, mistook some footage from there. And I even tweeted a video, guys. Like you can look at it. It looks just like the video I recorded the night shoot. People mistook that for like actual combat in Syria. That's how nuts it is, just standing behind it. And they uploaded it and said that's where it was, but it's just in Kentucky. So
Varbro wants to know if you're on that list. For
which list?
The shooting on the
I mean there. I have not signed up. From being there a couple years and talking to the guys, I think the way to do it is more like get to know somebody who's already there and kind of sneak in with them or take their spot one year if they're kind enough to let you do it. Because I mean, 10 years, man, that's over 10 years. So
oh my god!
I'm gonna try to sneak in maybe one year, and we got a new toy this year. Maybe we can take next time.
I know we're gonna talk about that new toy you have over there. But yeah, hey, thanks Grumpy Scroll for the gifted sub. Baranox, you're part of the Janganoo Nation now. How about that? Barbaro, Twitch chat.
Thank you very much.
Seth is here. What up, dude? BA
what's
Gamer.
up, everybody?
Thanks for the follows, guys. Thanks for supporting the Battlefield Show. Once again, if you guys just join us, we're here with Baranox. We're talking about some guns, big guns, like big not even a joke guns. Now let's, I mean, the cat's out of the hat right here. What the heck is that thing right behind you? That looks like a classic MG42. Tell us about how the hell you got this thing.
Dude, like I said, we go down there every year. So the Knob Creek Machine Gun Shoot and military gun show, so you can get your hands on some pretty rare stuff there. And we go every year, and I typically buy something every year. And like last year, got a pistol or something like that. And you can buy cheap guns, there's expensive guns, but that's the place to go to get obviously just like the wildest, most rare things. And
oh, yeah.
always like on my bucket lists for the longest time, I wanted to get a belt fed machine gun, and particularly like number one was I wanted to get an MG42. It's just like the most iconic weapon of the war. You don't even have to really know much about World War II, and people just see that gun and they're like, yeah, that's MG42. There it is. So every year I've gone down there, I've never seen one for sale, at least in all in one piece and that works. And then of course this year I went down and all my buddies were like, what are you looking for? I was like, well, I'm always looking for the MG42, but who knows, whatever you'll see there. And then sure enough, end of day one, walking through, the show is set up in this huge pole barn. So all the way on one of the last tables, I just saw that super iconic barrel shroud sticking up above everything else. And I was like, oh crap. I was like, it's MG42 right there. So sure enough, went over, the guy had it for sale, and by the end of the second day, had that in my hands walking out. So yeah, and those are some of the ones I tweeted.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Wow. Yeah, I tried to tweet out some that like the viewers would recognize. So guns from like BF1 and 5. I mean, these are like real used functioning firearms. So nuts. Crazy.
I mean, I zoomed into some of these price tags. Like, I can't imagine what that MG42 costs. Like,
yeah, I mean,
it's gotta be in the tens of thousands, dude. What the hell are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, you can look up. It's just like a supply and demand thing. So there's so few of them, and so many people want to get their hands on one. But the prices go up every year. I mean, the weirdest thing was I bought that gun, and I'm serious. In 60 seconds, I had a guy ask me how much I wanted for it, and I was like, "Dude, I just bought the gun like 60 seconds ago," and I had probably that's what I looked like walking around. So people
proud.
Yeah, that was nuts. People
proud MMG holder.
I know, dude. That's the proudest I'll ever be, to have an MG42 in my hands.
So there's I mean, you went through this gun heavily in your stream here on Twitch, and there's specific things about this gun that are quite unique. There's some damage on it, I heard. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, this one's super unique to me because you can't see it in that picture, and it's on the other side on the wall. But I mean, I can go grab it too. It's pretty heavy, but we'll get off the wall maybe if somebody wants to see it. There's a bullet hole in the left bipod leg. So like the gun got shot, and it looks like the way the bullet holes in the gun, the guy must have had the bipod folded up or on one of like the AA mounts that they carried around. So
yeah,
who knows? I mean, that could have been the shot that killed this machine gunner. Who knows? I mean, that's this kind of stuff about old guns, collecting them, especially, that I think is like super cool. I mean, just the history. I'm a huge nerd, so that's wild to me.
Yeah, this is a fantastic get here. I mean, so you have not shot this yet, right?
No, I don't even have any. I don't have any ammo for it. It's chambered in 8mm Mauser, which is
8mm. Oh
yeah,
boy,
it's expensive and it's hard to find. But the gun is easy to convert to 7.62x51, which is 308. So a lot of modern, like U.S. machine guns, shoot that. It's just that top feed tray there that you open up and close, and then the barrel, which from playing the games, everybody knows how easy that comes out. If you just change those two things, it actually shoots a different caliber. So that's a lot cheaper.
I think I got some a clip here from your stream showcasing the gun here. If y'all want to check it out. Someone was asking where you're from. You're in Indiana, yeah?
Yeah, I'm in the Midwest. I'm in Indiana. So
there you go. Yeah, definitely not California.
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
No way bringing this gun over here, man.
Probably not even getting a plastic one in California.
I know, right? Welcome, guys. Thanks for joining us. We're here with Omni Baranox. I'm going to show a little clip here from his Twitch channel going over the MG42 that he's bought. Mr. Prone Lord over here. Let's check it out here.
That's crazy. Should we prone with it? Is it time to MMG prone on stream?
Do it.
Flip that.
There she is, man.
Oh, it's a heavy little bastard, huh?
Yeah, it's about 25 pounds. So
whatever range you're at, flip that bad boy up, you're ready to go, and then you can obviously just. I wish this AIDS was in the game. I know, more devastating in the game than the actual gun was. Well, probably equally. This thing killed a lot of people. The weird thing is, like, thinking about like how many people this gun killed. Like the one in my hand.
Yeah.
Thinking about that, huh, Baranox?
You know.
I mean, like I said, that's part of like the collecting to it. I mean, that's the real deal, man.
So attract good enough for me. I mean, they're pushing these things out really fast.
Was it fired
in the war.
Did
so
it
I don't
kill
think I could
people?
look up.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, I know that
Very
one
good
was
information
that
on
one
where
has
this gun
seen
was.
some action because it's you can if
Or
you get
anything
up
like
closer,
that,
you can
so.
really see all the wear on the gun and everything. But I mean, I think that adds character to it. It's not
Green
obviously I'm
columns.
not out there
They
buying a
actually have
brand new
iron
gun
sights
or
in the back
anything.
then,
So.
like what it is.
All right, let's see. You got it on the ground here.
There
in
it
its
is.
Full glory.
Look at that!
Yeah,
Look at
is
that
so
pretty
classic just to see
gun
it.
right there.
Yeah, it is pretty heavy. It's 25 pounds. So
Tell this guy to get out of the way. He's blocking all the cool stuff.
Nobody reports.
I'm looking for like when you get on the floor.
Yeah, at Ender's clips. Like if you go and just filter by like the most popular clips in the last 7 days, there's like a 10-second one of me just proning with it.
There we go.
Yep, there it is. I was trying to get it in frame.
Functional bipod and everything. All
Oh,
original, right?
Yeah, every single part. Like none of that's refabbed or anything.
Unbelievable. This is not healthy for the Battlefield community.
I know, especially me doing it. I've just descended, man.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, that's fantastic. Again, you got a great collection of guns. What else do you have? Begs the question. What else?
As far as like as guns go, I guess.
Yeah.
It'd be easier probably at this point to say like, what do we not have?
Oh my goodness.
The collection is large at this point. It's kind of a lot of it's shared.
It's not just you, but like the family, right?
Yeah, and that's what got me into it is growing up as a kid, like a really young kid. And not everybody agrees with it, I guess. But when I was really little, like the presents I would get from most of my family members, I just get like a new gun every year. And it was because they were collectors and they kind of wanted me to start one. It's built up from then. And then within the family, a lot of them are just, kind of shared. Everybody likes to shoot them or look at them. And yeah, I'd say, I mean, it's well over like 1,800 firearms at this point, something like that.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my, 1,800.
Yeah, it's a lot. So yeah, that was really cool. It was an actual MP28 right there.
MP28, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, most people don't.
It's really
everybody
cool.
will recognize the guns, but if you actually know how like rare that firearm is, that's why I took a picture of it. I've never seen one in person.
How much did that one go for?
That was probably, like a $25,000 gun. So.
Woo!
Yeah.
Either that or an old World War II weapon that probably is barely functional. Is that functional? Did they say it?
It shoots. Yeah. I mean,
absolutely. Okay. Wow.
Very few of the guns there are not fun. And that's why they're so expensive is just like basic firearm rule lesson. Anything pre-86 that's fully automatic, pretty much anybody can buy and own. But there's so few of them and they're all privately owned. So the prices are just crazy because everybody wants a fully automatic gun and they don't, want to get like a FFL and everything. So you got to pay either a lot of money to play or go through a lot of paperwork. So.
And I remember in earlier streams, because this is a newer purchase, with this gun here, you have an AK. Was that a real AK or is that a?
Yeah, the AK's it's taken its place in the closet now because MG42 had to replace it. It's sitting back there. I can grab it too. That's one of my that's one of my favorite guns to shoot though. It's just so nice.
Chat, do you want to see the AK? I'll leave it up to you guys.
Yeah, we can grab it if we want and hold on to her. But
there's more pictures here of you holding this thing. I think that's it.
Yeah, you can actually see the AK because that's before I figured out if I could put the AK there without breaking the MG42 on the wall without breaking the wall. So
everyone's like, see, I want to see the bazooka.
There's what's wild there is there are like RPGs and like there's a Panzerfaust, like an actual Panzerfaust for sale there this year, and they're like cheap.
No Piat, huh?
I didn't see a Piat. I've never seen one of those in my life.
Probably in a museum, dude. Those are probably crazy. But yeah, looks like. What do you guys want? You want FG42? Do you have an FG42?
I do not. That's another one that I've never seen. The amount of those that are probably just in the United States is like, even if you had the money, even if you had like infinite money, just finding the guy who's selling it would probably be impossible. Probably none for sale right now.
Yeah. All right. It looks like people want to see it. Yeah. Go ahead and
we'll grab the little AK real quick. Laying back here.
This little stand right here almost looks like it has a claymore right in front of it. I'm thinking that's just like some sort of holder of things. I don't know. Let's see what Baranox has here. Here we go, guys. The AK-47.
Yeah, here's the old 47. So I don't know how well it is to see that, but Yeah, I love this gun. And I've said it before too. The thing that really makes this gun is the optic on it. It's really hard to get optics on an AK for people that don't know how the gun's built, but you can kind of see like, yeah, right on the top. So there's the dust cover there. If you see, the optic kind of actually floats above the gun on this rail. I'll try to tilt it down. I'm on that little delay on the stream. But the problem you always get is if you actually mount it on top of the dust cover directly, the gun has so much recoil that it'll rock your sight off a lot. So, you know, it's not very accurate after you shoot it a lot. But finally got this super cool mount from some guys who do like these custom machining. And I mean, I shot the hell out of this gun. It still shoots dead on. So that's kind of what made it. It's hard to get like AKs with good optics, but that's it. All blacked out. Got the 30 round mag on it and everything. So
the beauty, man.
Yeah, it's
cool.
Good deal.
All right. There's one more thing I wanted to show you. Well, is this one here? Can you see this in the stream here? Is this yours?
Yeah. So that's the gun on the wall right there. The guy who had the gun when I got it from him. Yeah, the guy who was at the show with him, his buddy had an original, you know, Lafette mount. That's the thing that the guy would carry around behind the machine gunner. So the MG42 was such a unique gun. You'd have the guy who carried it and shot it. You have the guy with the mount to put it down. And then from some of the stories I've seen, they would actually have up to 8 guys following the machine gunner just with ammo for the thing.
Damn, it reminds me of Battlefield 5, to be honest.
Yeah, it's pretty realistic. So, but I mean, it makes sense. Back then, the infantry supported the machine gunner because that thing was so much more effective than the standard bolt actions. I mean, if you think you're a guy with a K98 with iron sights and we're shooting at people 600 yards away, you're not super effective. But this guy who's putting 1,500 rounds per minute down range of 8mm Mauser, that's the guy you want to keep alive and doing his job. So
this gun did some damage there in World War II. Absolute beast. Okay, cool. Also this bad boy. Now
that's last year.
This is your 50 cal.
Yeah, I got a bullet for that thing right here. Actually, there she is. Here's what she shoots. If nobody knew, it's the 50 BMG, man. It's a lot of heat. Right there.
That's a big boy. Which one is, or what type or is this one here?
Yeah, that's an Armalite AR-50 A1. So a single shot bolt action. If you can tell, just I mean, I'm 6'2", so you can see how big the gun is, and then that optic is that optic is huge. I mean, you could hit something like literally 1.5 miles away with that.
Easy. End the war, right? 1.5 miles, done. God dang, dude, that's nuts.
Yeah, and that's the same place. Like I said, if you want to,
that's still not
if you want to have the opportunity to get your hands on just like crazy guns, that's the place to be. And the reason I like it a lot is you never pay the list price. You get to kind of haggle and trade with the guys, and I think that's always cool. So
unbelievable. Okay, well, let's hop into some Battlefield talk here.
Yeah, that's what we're all here for. So
all right, exactly. So let's start off with your logo. Pertaining to starting your Battlefield stream, what is this Baranox? What is this thing?
Yeah, I mean, the logo and the channel art and the name doesn't have anything to do with Battlefield. It's actually a character that I ripped from one of my favorite game universes because, like I said earlier, I alluded to that I'm a huge nerd, and that guy is from the Warhammer universe. So, like the Warhammer 40K games and the Warhammer Fantasy universe. That's one of the Chaos guys. So, and I've always just liked, you know, like medieval fantasy lore and stuff like that, and just like that style art. So I just like the intimidating, strong looking avatar, you know. So
dude, it's pretty tight.
Yeah. So one of the guys I know actually, he's like a graphic designer, and he drew that picture for me when I first started, and I was like, wow, that's badass. And then we have like the kind of we've got like the cartoony kind of easier to see one as for like the Twitter logos and everything like that. But I think that stuff's just super cool. But yeah, it comes from a different game. It comes from Warhammer, if anybody knows what that is.
Okay, so let's dive into your backdraft or your background of competitive gaming and Omni, the Omniscient clan.
Yeah.
The Chads out there. You're another Chad.
The Chads, dude.
Wow, we have so many Chads in here, man. What is going on in this Battlefield?
Too many.
But I have you guys on for a really specific reason. I want to get all you Chads on here because I want your opinions on the way Battlefield is going, because you guys are some of the best players in Battlefield 5 in the world.
You're too kind.
And no, I'm serious about that. We had Enders on here.
Yeah.
We got you on now, and I want to get Mr. Kaiser's here as well. It'll be great to have him on soon, TM, right? But I wanted to get your guys' perspective on how the gunplay is and where you want it to go. How do we fix this? So we'll get into all that soon. But let's start off with how the heck did you get with the Chads? Explain to me this.
Yeah. So I'm the newest Chad out here. It's been it hasn't been long. I know I'm the small one out here. So it's been a few months, like 3 months or something like that. Not very long. And the way that I filtered in, I had no idea really what the comp scene for Battlefield was like, believe it or not, before I kind of made it in, and now I know all these really cool guys. But I was just doing the normal thing, playing pub matches, raking in the kills, harvesting the fields out there. And I ended up in a lobby with Enders, and I'm not flex on everybody, but very rarely do I see somebody frag just as hard as I do. And I remember I kept looking at the scoreboard, like 25% of the way through the match, and here's Enders like right there with me, and I was like, okay. And then halfway through the match, it's where we're going back and forth, and then I joined his squad because I wanted to watch him. I was like, this guy's either cheating or just something's going on. And then I followed him, and I was like, yeah, it looks like an actual player. And I actually DM'd Enders afterwards because I found him on Twitch. I didn't even know Enders streamed the game. I was like pretty inactive in the Battlefield 5 Twitch community then. And I looked him up and watched a stream, and I was like, this is nuts. This guy's crazy. DM'd him and just said, hey, those games we played, I was in your match, had a good time. If you want to play again sometime, let me know. And he's way bigger than my channel by a long shot. So I didn't think this guy was going to respond at all. And sure enough, Enders, he was super nice, responded, and he was like, yeah, you're crazy. We should totally play. And I didn't think that was going to happen. And then slowly, Enders kind of took me in under his wing, and we played around, and they tested me kind of. Like I would stream, and I remember Enders would be in my chat, and he would say, we're sending a test. And then suddenly 2 or 3 Omni would appear on the other team, and they wanted to see how I do. And I guess I did good enough because now I'm in. So
cool. So what are you looking forward to do with Omni? You guys got plans coming up, or games looking forward to?
I never thought about joining, I guess, comp style teams in the past. One, because I've never seen any that are just as crazy good as the Omni guys are. I mean, they're just insane. I don't know if nobody knows who they are. Check out the team because everybody's on there just wild. But the thing I really liked about it, and it sucked me in and made me kind of pull the trigger on, I want to be on a team now, is the way Omni recruits is so much around just mechanical skill and not necessarily game knowledge or anything. And that's super fascinating to me, like the physiology of what makes the top players have that crazy aimbot aim, and what separates them from the good and the great,
The flicks. I've seen some here.
Yeah, and a lot of Omni are old arena shooter players, and I guess we'll probably segue into that at some point. But as a kid growing up, that's all I played, just super fast paced games like Quake and UT, So
I got some fantastic clips here of you doing such things here. Here, check this out here. Look at this. Poor Glazed Guava. You murdered him.
Oh yeah, rest in peace. This is an older video. I actually forgot about this.
You're also a very good sniper here in Battlefield.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the things I guess about the whole Omni thing too, is all the skills that I guess the team focuses on really transfer well to any FPS you play, and that's what I like a lot about it. What's funny to me watching this is this was actually all experimentation where I was playing on a really slow sensitivity, because you always people talking about the slow sense, and most of the Omni guys were just total crack smokers out here with some nutty ass 360 distance. But I wanted to see if there was anything true to it, and I was trying to figure out back then, doing a ton of research on just settings in games, sensitivity, what makes the most sense for everybody. So that was when I was experimenting with low sensitivity stuff, which I don't really do anymore, but that's a whole different rabbit hole to go into.
I see. Here's another one I think I grabbed, was pretty impressive.
You reload because that 50 rounds, man.
I didn't even see that guy, Baranox.
Yeah, this is the newer video, isn't it?
Yeah, it's newer. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
the first like 10 clips in this, if you just roll it from the beginning, those are some of the things I guess I'm focusing on the most now, is like the speed and the accuracy in like small spaces and whatnot. You just don't see many people do that anymore. It's not something people even consider doing. Yeah, I mean, these just look really suspicious.
Yeah, the quick flicks. I've seen this before in like Battlefield 4, BF3, and it was interesting to see it. Not too many people knew how to do that, and then over time, people started practicing and actually have competitions and world record being set and broken continuously over these other games. Did you use any of these aim techniques or these programs to help you do this, or is this natural to you?
Yeah, I guess my point on that, don't take whatever I say as law, because everybody has kind of their own way they get to where they're at, I guess. And I think I've heard some of the other top guys say it too. To me, the 2D aim games, like you're probably talking about, like Aim Booster and stuff, where those guys were setting the records.
Yeah.
I personally don't think that stuff transfers very well to normal FPS games, since they're in a 3D space. It's just such a different aim style. And one of the references you'll hear on my stream a lot is when people say, like, how good are you at Aim Booster or something like that? And I'm like, I don't even play it, because to me, if those skills transferred, why am I not like a god at clicking on programs on my desktop like really fast? I don't feel nearly as comfortable clicking around on the 2D space as I do in the game, if that makes sense. So
there's restrictions.
So I've never used it. I think the reason the guys who are really good at both is they just have the mentality to get very good at controlling their body well, because that's all it is. It's just the physiology of moving your hand literally to the right place on your mouse pad, and they know what it takes to get them there. So I think they can get very good at that very quickly, or faster than other people, because they know what to focus on, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's an interesting aspect to the game that you don't see on a lot of stream. Now that streaming is so big nowadays, even though Battlefield's not so big, but when people play against guys like you, immediately it's like, oh, he's a fucking hacker, he's a cheat, cheating bitch or whatever. So
oh yeah,
they figure out, oh my god, this cheater's, he's streaming, I gotta go mess with him or do stuff like that. And they notice, right, like, oh shit, he's not cheating.
Yeah,
it just, I think the reaction speed is one of the biggest things. Aim and reaction speed is king when it comes to first person shooters, period.
Yeah, I mean, I love fast games, and yeah, you even alluded to one thing that I know, maybe we'll talk about like the cheating problems and thing like that later, but yeah, I mean, people just don't know what's possible in the game. I think that's like the fundamental problem why we have so many. If you just look at the chat in any game, somebody's always talking about someone cheating. And at this point, since there are cheaters, you don't know, is somebody cheating or is there just some star player in the game? People don't know the difference because they don't know what to look for, and they just simply don't know what's possible. So
yeah, exactly.
So here come the accusations,
That's one of the reasons why I want to bring you guys on the Battlefield show. There's a lot of people out there that are just good at the game, all right? But that's not the only reason why I get you guys on here. I want your take on specific mechanics of the game. So
ask me anything. I've got a lot of thoughts on that.
Let's just get right into the Battlefield 5 gunplay. All right, forget everything else, maps or things like that. Is this what you were looking forward to in BF5 when it comes to gunplay? Because there are other developers out there that are like you guys, professional flick artists, you know what I'm saying? And they helped design it in a specific way. Do you think that has come to fruition? Is it something you wanted Battlefield to always be, or do they need to improve it?
Yeah, overall, if like you said, we take out all the other factors in the game, I like the gunplay a lot. I think it's really good, and I think that's why a lot of the comp players are playing it so much. I mean, that's what draws us to it. We're the guys that are all about the aim and the gunplay. It's like the first thing we look at. So fundamentally, yeah, it's really fun. I think it's great. And they made a lot of changes, honestly, from 4 into 5. Like just changing the suppression system to where it actually doesn't affect your accuracy on the gun. So your mechanics can transfer through if you can see through that blur on your screen. Those were really good changes to an already pretty good set of mechanics, I thought. But obviously, we'll probably get into the other things that take away from why the gunplay is so good.
Yes, don't
remind
me of suppression.
Knocks it down. So yeah.
Oh my god, the visual suppression! I remember back in BF3. My God in heaven, it was really bad.
I mean, actually adding a mechanic in that makes it harder for somebody to clutch a gunfight if they're good.
Oh, that's killed me in BF1. That's why I quit it. That's why I quit.
And I'm going to deploy it right now. It's the first time I'm going to say it, but that's just a mechanic that if you add randomness to your game, you are essentially just taking the skill ceiling and it's just going down. And the skill floor is staying the same or it's going up. Just makes it more accessible for everybody.
That was their intention, 100%. I think that's what was going down.
They knew. They know what they're doing. I that's for sure.
Well, some people are saying, is it the best gunplay in the series? That's a good question there.
Yeah. I mean,
what do you think?
The only ones I would look at would be the most recent ones. So that are on like the most recent Frostbite engine, like 3, 4, and 5, and 1, I guess. One I don't think was. I mean, it was fun and everything, but the gunplay wasn't the best. The bullet velocity was just so slow, and I don't know.
Except for the snipers, of
course. But yeah, 5 when it works feels really good. When you're having a nice fluid game and just like the BS, quite frankly, isn't getting you killed, and you're just snap fragging people and it feels like everything you want is happening. Yeah, I think it feels really good. I mean, 3 and 4 were really similar. They just look different. And I think 5 is, it could be the best in my opinion. It's just like I said, it's not, because there's so many other mechanics that just tune into any of the top players' streams. They're so aware of the bad things in the game. I mean, every 10 seconds, it's just a complaint about this or that. And I mean, I've tried every once in a while to stay away from it because I wouldn't want to watch a guy who's complaining a lot. But I like to think a lot of the stuff I say on the stream is well founded in the fact that they are poor mechanics, that don't influence good players to get better, and they punish aggressive players that know what they're doing. But
what's one of the things that stands out that needs to be changed immediately? I know that's a broad question, but
yeah, there's so many. Well, I can throw one out there. I mean, attrition system.
Attrition. Okay.
Get it?
Oh yeah.
Either I know when they added it, they talked about how they wanted to implement the mechanic. That's something that, yeah, you can add it to the game, I guess, if you want some new flavors. So you don't re-release 3 and 4 with different guns and different maps. But adding the attrition system overall, like I said, it just punishes the aggressive players. I mean, if you watch how I play or Enders play, it's just we're constantly trying to get in as many fights as we can, as fast as you can. And even realistically,
let me stop you there. Punishing, not balancing.
Oh,
right?
No, it's absolutely
punishing.
Yeah, because and I guess I can talk on some changes I think that would be good for both sides. So the more casual players that they're making the game more accessible for, while also letting the good players, challenge themselves and get better. But yeah, like I was saying, the attrition system essentially just punishes really good players the most, because if you think about it, even if you're doing pretty much as good as you humanly can, you're winning all of your gunfights, they will slowly just get harder and harder and harder because you're running out of health, you're running out of ammo quicker. And the health thing especially, after I've killed about 10 people, I'm almost guaranteed to go into the next fight with 20 HP or less. So even if I get the drop on this guy and I've hit him 4 times, that first shot comes my way and hits me in the toe and I die. And to me, I don't think I just instantly think I didn't deserve to lose that, and then the guy gets rewarded for winning the gunfight. So it encourages that kind of play.
I see.
Some spicy Twitch boys coming in from the yeah.
But you don't see it. I mean, try to put yourselves in. We want the game to get better. Okay, this is the point of doing the Battlefield show. Now, why do you think they put attrition in? Do you think it's because they want to lower the skill ceiling to stop people like you? Or is it directly a bad idea where it's just punishing players like you?
Yeah, I think the first one, I think they have a fundamental disconnect on what the casual people want, I guess, that complain about getting like thrashed on by a really good player. And there's a couple ways you can go about handling that. Either implement like an elo system, like a lot of games have. So like get me out of the games with the people that aren't as good.
Okay.
But the way they do it now is there's just other ways they could implement an attrition system per se or something that would. The bad players half the time
Health
they just like
ammo, right? Health and
yeah,
ammo?
they just like to complain about just if they're doing bad, it's always complain about some mechanic in the game that needs rebalanced instead of thinking to themselves, maybe I should just get better at the game. People don't want to improve themselves. They just want the game to get changed so then they do better.
But that's not good for money, right? Because
no, absolutely it's not. But
right.
that's what I was gonna say. Yeah,
it's a hard thing to balance as a business, nowadays.
Right.
Everything kind of seems like every time. That's what's the shitty thing about games nowadays. I mean, just see the recent games. Everything's built around making money and you not playing the game.
Yep.
Basically.
And people just don't want people don't want fast games anymore, I think. Like games just keep getting slower and slower. And they're not my style of games, but there's totally a place for like tactical style shooters like Rainbow Six Siege and Counter-Strike and whatnot. I'm not a big fan of them just because of the pace, but a lot of those elements are starting to bleed into what I used to call like an arcade shooter, like Call of Duty, like the new one coming out. There's a lot of stuff I saw in the beta where I was like, holy crap. I was like, this plays so much different than the super fast paced kill fest I used to know. People just don't want to boot up games and frag out anymore. They want that weird, slow gameplay and they don't want to be pushed to make decisions fast. So then the companies implement these mechanics that
they take
slow down.
Of that.
Yeah, they slow down the fast players. Yep. So here I am fighting people, and I get into that 10th gunfight. Here comes Baranox coming in with 1 HP, and then hopefully I don't get tapped by anything because I lose. So
right. It looks like slowly over time they're trying to get rid or trying to fix their attrition problem. They're adding extra health pack at the start. They adding you can top it off easier. Like you spawn. It's a little more monotonous or tedious to go to another place to get go in an ammo crate and get more ammo. It's like, why not just top me off at the beginning kind of thing?
Right.
It's just, but it looks like they were trying to do this over time, but they don't want to pull the trigger kind of thing. Like, I don't know.
They know it was bad and they're trying to fix it, but it's just one of the things where they could have implemented it first a lot better by listening to, I think, the right people. And I guess I'm biased because the people I think they should listen to, but I mean, typically the people who are the loudest, I guess, in the community really aren't that good at the game normally. The people who are doing the worst like to, I guess, complain the most, if that makes sense. And they make the most noise on different threads that the devs like to read. And if you see a lot of people saying the same thing over and over, I think the companies might think, well, we should implement this to make all these people happy. But there's always typically another mechanic they could implement that would make us, kind of the comp players or the guys who are looking into the actual mechanics and we want to push ourselves to get better, make us happy, and then do something that would either be unnoticeable to the players that are kind of at the bottom or make it better for them too. But they just kind of punish us and then make it better for them, I guess, consistently.
Right, and it looks like there's a big missing puzzle piece. Like you said before, have a ESL or have a certain division of the game that's focused on competitive play. And it looks like they've been wanting to do this for a few years, but they just can't implement it. So they hire people that are very good at the game, understand game mechanics, how I want gunplay to be like. They hire like a couple of those dudes. And they try that game mode in BF1. Do you remember what was that called again?
Like the incursions game mode. That's what like
incursions.
Incursions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you think small incursions game modes is what is the missing piece, or you're talking about full scale Battlefield that needs competition?
I think that would be. I think a lot of people would be happy if they added that, but no, the entire game needs changed. Like there's a lot of mechanics that they just need adjusted or removed or something else needs put in because you shouldn't just go into a match and just constantly just feel like you're getting punished for doing well. I mean, that's one of the
Exactly.
This is the only game I played where sometimes, you're consistently winning and you finish a match and you think, yeah, I didn't really have fun. I mean, that's like a huge red flag, I feel like, to anybody where
For a video game, video games
yeah,
supposed to be fun.
It's like, what the hell? So, and that all comes down to just the base mechanics that I need adjusted, removed, implemented. It's just you guys all know.
Game modes and the bigger game modes will be successful.
Yeah, it's like very fundamental stuff that they keep putting in this game that just doesn't make any sense. I don't know who they're listening to that puts that in, and anybody who thinks that's fun. But I guess I'm the minority apparently. the majority enjoys it. So
it kind of seems like DICE wants to listen. I mean, look at the there's some weird things going on over there at DICE Sweden or even LA. They're adding these or they're reintroducing these new maps like Operation Underground that were successful for some kind of reason. Why do you think they were successful? Oh, I don't know, because people like that kind of gunplay, so we added in, right? But they don't really think it through, and now they're giving us these playlists that we've been asking for a year almost. Dude. And like, what? Whoa! Now you're listening to us? Like, what's going on over there? Who's in control?
Yeah. It's a weird game of catch up they're playing, because to me, even from a business standpoint, it doesn't even make any sense. Like,
no.
Did you look at the server browser when Underground first came out? That was it. Like, everybody was playing it. Everybody wanted it.
Everybody.
People like that. Even the guys who are playing, I mean, even the pro and MMGers are on that and everything, which I think should get changed. But there's something about that style of play on the engine in Battlefield that is fun. Yeah. People, they don't realize that they don't want to sit in the back of the map and play recon the whole time.
Why is this not a thing that's implemented in right away when the game comes out? When you're selling the game, when you're doing trailers, hey, look, we have big maps, we got vehicle gameplay, we got air gameplay, but look at this, you got Operation Underground's back, right? You got
dude, I would have been so hyped.
Rotterdam city map, like, look at all the cool skins we have, like, you're gonna love this, right? And they did none of that. They showed off Twisted Steel and some random teddy bears.
Worst map in the game.
Yeah, and it ended up being one of the worst maps in the game, with things on like the tanks and people with mechanical arms, and I was like, wait, is this
the marketing? I was like, what the hell is going on right now?
Exactly.
Yeah, that didn't make any sense. And it's weird because we know they have the data on how well a map like Underground would do from obviously when they were running their servers in 3 and 4 on Metro and whatnot. But everybody in the chat, or go boot up 3 or 4 if you've got it and look at what all the private servers run. I mean, there's still just dedicated Metro and locker servers that run 24/7 in those super old games, because that's what people want to play. They want that action, they want that fast-paced gameplay. But here we are, 5 releases, and just slow it down. It's like they didn't even look at their past titles when they released it.
No, that's definitely something. Maybe there's a lot of new people there, or just maybe they took talent over veteran status, I guess. I don't know. But I think one of the biggest caveats here is vehicles. They seem to think that, my God, if we just do nothing but Metro style maps, we lose our, like, how do you say it? We lose
their brand, basically.
Brand. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Brand. Thank you. Vehicle gameplay and infantry gameplay. And when they were promoting this game, they gave us like charts of, look what the computer told us of how we can balance both infantry style gameplay and tank gameplay or vehicle gameplay.
Right.
And what pooped out was something like Panzerstorm, and we're like, whoa.
Bad, man.
I mean, wait a second. Like, you guys gotta like test this stuff first. You can't just say you can't just put things out the computer tells you to put out.
Yeah. Because test things first. Yeah. Allison Dan, man, holy shit.
How 3 months delay over some sort of technical glitch? I don't know about that, but it probably was really bad. But my God, it's just the next game. I think first it needs to take your guys' opinions more seriously. Like I'm talking really good players, and then this would also help the whole cheating situation as well as maybe using this as a standard. Let's get into this whole. First off, you were banned recently from Battlefield 5. Tell us about that.
So yeah, I mean, speaking of, I got banned, and now I get banned all the time in 1 and 3 and 4 now because I get banned by this private server owners, which that's just somebody who, like the typical guy in the chat that I kill. I have like 2 kills already, and they're like, "Oh, he's cheating, so ban him," you know. But I got banned by EA. Like I got banned by the devs, you know, in 5, and that was like, I think I pinned the tweet today. It was the MG42 because I was super hype about that for a week. But I can't remember when that was. It was within the last month and a half or so where I got an email. I remember I was downstairs on the couch watching some TV before I was about to go stream and play the game that I've started to build a little bit of a community on and meet super cool guys like you. And I checked my email and it says your account's been suspended or something like that, permanently, you know, from being involved with cheating. And I thought it was a fake email, so I checked the address and I was like, it looks like EA to me. Let's Google that, make sure that's their email address. Sure is. So then I was like, then I'm starting to freak out a little bit. I was like, holy shit. I was like, because I know I'm not cheating. I was like, and I've got so much content out there that they could have looked at. Like, that's when I was streaming with the eye tracker a lot and everything. And I was hand camming every other stream. So I was just super confused. So then I put it in the Omni Discord, and obviously they just memed me super hard, like, yay, you got banned. You know, it's like an accomplishment.
We all did. Let's be honest. We all did.
Yeah.
We all heard about this.
So they liked that. But I submitted like the normal appeal through EA and whatnot, which it took less than like 36 hours to get unbanned, which is cool. I mean, fundamentally, I'm still upset that they banned me because it's so easy to just like Google my name, like the Twitch channel comes up and you can just watch every second of my gameplay, you know, with the eye trackers and the hand cams, like I said. But they unbanned me pretty quick, and I actually got reached out to by a lot of people just in those like 24 hours. Like other comp teams were like, is there anything we can do or people we can talk to? And I was like, I don't know. I don't know what to do right now. I'm just going to submit the appeal. And I know there's like that global Battlefield competitive hub that's got like everybody in the Discord, and there's some DICE devs in there. And I actually messaged one of them and just was like, try to be really nice. And I was like, hey, you know, I got banned in the game, but I can assure you that that's something that, you know, I and my entire team takes very seriously. You know, we're like the last people that would allow something like that to happen. So I don't know if that expedited my unbanning or anything, but I was super upset because it was just, you know, it just hurt because that was the game that I was streaming every day, and I met so many cool people in my chat, and they took away the platform that gave that to me. And I was like, wow, that like unrightfully to me, that I paid for the game and I can't play it. So that was frustrating.
So
but
what was it? What was it? What triggered this thing?
The email that I got back was just the one that's actually pinned on the tweet. It's very boilerplate default that just said, we did a full investigation of your account and you're right. You know, you're not cheating. Sorry, it won't happen again type thing. So I don't think we'll ever know why they did that. Yeah, there's the email, you know, that's what I got. But
Reshade. I hear some things about this.
Yeah, so up until that point, a lot of guys, like especially on the comp side, would use a program called Reshade to get a crosshair just in the center of your screen at all time. Just especially that's good for like 3x scopes, so you can get like a dot in the middle of your screen to keep track of the recoil. So it doesn't affect the game, but the way it functions is I think it actually does inject into the game. So a lot of people have, you know, hypothesized that the anti-cheat is obviously looking for mismatched code in the game while it's running, and it might have picked up on something like that. And then I'm sure if it's like they get a ping that this account might be cheating, because as far as I know, there is no system in the game that automatically bans, like just something weird's going on, it bans you. I think it sends it to be reviewed. And I mean, yeah, honestly, I can see how if it's like you get this and it says this guy's probably hacking, and then you look at the stats and you're like, you know, like #1 kill per minute player in the world, okay, ban him, you know. If it's a biz, and that's also when DICE was getting back probably from their vacation. So who knows? They might have had a pile of like a ton of people that needed to be reviewed, and it might have just been like, here's the account, look at the stats, that looks kind of suspicious, ban. So I think I just got ban waived that week, and that's how I probably got quickly unbanned, because they probably like went to my Twitch and were like, oh shit, like we banned somebody that isn't cheating. So
what is gonna fix this whole actual cheating thing?
I mean,
What
I
what are
don't
your thoughts about that?
I don't develop games, so I can't tell you how hard it is to
Okay.
implement proper anti-cheat, but there's so many games that are like big and really just don't have as much of a problem. I don't know. I think one thing they could do is just first look at like their top players, kind of like you said earlier.
Right.
Go look at the stats of the guys who, are fundamentally mechanically like the best players. See what you can do in the game. See who's pushing the limits of the meta of the game you made. So I mean, unless somebody in the studio is the best player, go out there and hunt on Twitch, do some research, see who's the wildest player at your game and see what you can and can't do. And then I don't know, I don't know how, like I said, I don't know how to build a anti-cheat system, but
Right. I thought
maybe
that's how Fair Fight worked. That it takes stats into account.
yeah, I know
And
that's how it worked in one because some of the Omni guys got like auto banned because their
yeah,
stats got too high, which I guess in one
a
way is
lot
the
of people
ultimate
did.
compliment, but that also means you did not look at what's possible in the game and you severely put the cap way too low because it's just banning your best players, which you don't want to do. That's super bad PR,
So
You're
let's
getting
yeah.
good at
Yeah, yeah.
good at the game and you're banned. You can't play it. So,
Let's hope EA and DICE have found that out and are actually having boardroom meetings on this shit, because this game is so terrible in this game, because there's no punishment here. There's
yeah.
free weekends. You can buy the game up for cheap for $5 or whatever,
Yep.
and then come back in. But EA, they reportedly are spending some money and spending some time working on a new anti-cheat for upcoming games all across all of EA.
God, let's hope it's good, man.
So let's hope to Christ. Like, I hope somebody from EA DICE, gets your guys' opinions on these whole things.
Yeah.
And, how people play, what's possible. Shit like that. I mean, that should all be knowledgeable before you release a goddamn game. Like, I thought that's how that worked.
The thing that like blows my mind is honestly, they should also, I think, if they can find a way to do it, reach out to some of the players to actually talk to them and have a conversation, because you might have talked to inners about it, and I'm used to talking to the other guys in Omni. Typically the better you get at the game, and the easier it is for you to understand if somebody else is cheating, because you know what's possible and you just start to get that feeling. Like, no matter what your skill level is, you've probably had that feeling in a game that somebody's doing something weird just because it's way out of the ordinary. So it's either, and then you check if you're a reasonable person, do some research, like maybe this is just some pro in my match. But if it's some guy like out of the blue who then suddenly starts doing well, it makes you look into it. But talking to the good players and seeing what they encounter, because the thing that upsets me is in a lot of games now, in like weeks and months, I will see people that I pretty much know are cheating. Like,
oh yeah,
there's just no way there's not. But the reason they don't get banned, like they don't necessarily have to put up big scores, because they'll have like they'll be using an ESP or an aimbot typically. But normally, if you're going to cheat at the game, you aren't very good actually. So their movement's like terrible and they don't go anywhere. So they might not put up a ton of kills, but it's like every time you see them, you just instantly die and they always know where you're at. And in this game, the player base is not looking for that. They just click the tab button, and whoever's in first place is cheating. That is their anti-cheat.
oh
That's
yeah.
It's totally stat based. It's not, they don't take into account, oh, maybe that guy's real good. It's he just has more kills, so he's cheating. But a lot of times it's the guy going 8 and 12. That guy's actually hacking. I see it all the time.
Yeah, it may not be an aimbot, but he's probably
Yeah.
using
And
some
like
sort
maybe
of cheat,
maybe he kills you twice in the game, but
ball hack or something.
that's ruining your experience, and nobody's ever going to talk about that guy. So, and he goes under the radar. So,
do you remember Punk Buster?
Oh yeah, man, classic. So many Steam games.
Why do you think? Because I actually scanned your files. Why do you think they got rid of that?
I mean, it's been a while since I've played. Man, when's the last game I played that had Punk Buster in it? I don't know. I mean, I don't know a ton, like I said, about how like actual anti-cheat really works, apart from the real fundamentals of it. But I mean, I remember playing a lot of Punk Buster games. They would just ban those people before they even got a chance to spawn half the time, But I think I think one thing why cheating, I guess, to play devil's advocate, and maybe why there's a lot more cheaters now, is I guess it's getting easier to cheat. It's easier, the internet, to look up how to code yourself and things like that. And the guys that are a lot harder to ban are the ones making like private cheats. So they're creating the script themselves and whatnot, running it, and then not sending it to anybody. So it's not in a database for Punkbuster to check. Like, this is a file. If we find it, we ban it. So guys who are paying $5 on some weird foreign website and then loading up Battlefield 5, they probably get banned pretty quick. But actually, the really smart guys that make a private hack and then don't distribute it. I mean, I've seen stories of guys that pros, people who played competitively that didn't get caught for ages, because that's just some in-house thing they developed. And maybe it's the fact it's getting easier to do that yourself that people are getting away with it, but I'm not sure.
Okay. All right. Well, I hope this whole cheating stuff is actually handled at a reasonable pace. It kind of seems like, oh man, Battlefield was at a place not too long ago that where'd the cheaters all go? Like those, the main ones that were like, my God, please stop this.
Yeah, the MG42 hipfire murderer. That's
yeah, exactly. The someone mentioned the gun, the Lewis gun. The Lewis gun people, or they're using that, just mowing people down, and then they all disappeared when they came back from the break. And that really says, whoa, I mean, they're manually doing this stuff. Like, can we do maybe like a temporary so we can actually see some progress going on here to stop this, And you're right, bigger games, they don't seem to have a problem. They have massive ban waves, or they ban millions of people, like in PUBG.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Millions.
Jeez. Yeah, I put 1,000 hours in that game, man. I remember the alpha playing it. The cheating was nuts. Like, it was but that was almost what made it fun, is you just see people doing like the craziest shit.
Yeah, the speed hacks, those are great, man. Especially when you see them on stream and stuff.
Yeah, the funny part would be actually like killing one of them. I counted that as killing like 50 people. I'd be like, hell yeah, baby, get them out of my server. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah. Okay, let's move on to weapon variety in Battlefield games. What do you think about the current weapon variety? Is this a good balance? Should they stick to this kind of situation, specializations, and the amount of guns in each class? Like, what do you think? Do you want more or less, or what's your idea?
I guess all the guns in Battlefield 5, I guess it's set up pretty well. I'll rip the specialization system here in a minute, I guess, because I don't think I like that a lot.
Okay, well, let's do that.
There are guns that, and we'll tie this all the way back into introducing mechanics that I think would just overall make the game better, and the ones that influence players to play a certain way. Because you'll hear me on the stream all the time talking about, I mean, I love the games. I've played them all, but I'll always say I hate this player base so much, and it's not the game that I'm not liking. It's like just something somebody's doing, like cheesing some mechanic or a class. And it all goes back. We talked about the attrition system. That's one of the things I forgot to hit on, is it influences players to play slower. And trust me, I'll tie this into the weapons if it sounds like I'm going on a tangent. But
okay, go ahead. No,
like the attrition system slowing people down, that it's going to be hard to heal. And the more fights, if I'm aggressive, I'm probably going to die, and I'm going to spend a lot of time in the respawn screen. So what's a way to get around that? Roll recon and sit in the back of the map. Roll MMG, sit in the back of the map, sit in the corner, and get my free kills as they come to me, but not really risk my own life going anything in this video game, right? So the weapon class, like MMGs for one, they literally made a weapon class that you have to not move to use effectively. And essentially you have to prone, and it's already hard to see people. So there's one thing that's like, now you've got this group of people doing that. And then you've got the recon class that's like the byproduct of bad attrition system. People just want to role play a sniper in the back of the map, and they never headshot you. They always body shot you. So now I'm running around with 40 HP, Those guns could probably be in the game and be fine. Just the way they put them in, just so yikes. But then all the other guns, like the SLRs, I mean, the semi-autos, the automatic weapons, the gunplay is, I think, really fun. There's definitely too clearly of a defined meta right now. They would just have to rebalance some stuff. I mean, to me, there's like 2 guns in the game right now, and it's the ZK and the 12 gauge. So it's like the only thing you ever have to use to be super effective.
The ZK cult out there, man. It's crazy.
The variety is cool, though. They just need to rebalance it to where, like, the ZK is the Swiss Army knife, where it's like, I boot up a server, and I'm just like, I don't really know what to use. ZK, it's going to be good at everything. Close, far, medium. It's fast, 30 rounds, kills a lot of people per mag.
It's like the M4, pretty much.
There's like no reason to use half of the guns in the game. And that's just a simple, we need to tweak some stats on it. And then obviously you got the thing I mentioned first about certain weapon classes, like the MMG is just like that's just bad. It needs adjusted. It's just making the slow game slower, just molasses out there.
It causes you listed like 3 or 4 severe issues with the game just from the existence of MMGs, and that's crazy to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the fact
that should have been a red flag during testing.
Yeah, you just have to think like we just made a 20% of the guns in the game you literally can't move to use them effectively. And then we have the attrition system making it to where you get rewarded for not moving. So what do you think people are going to use? They're going to use the MMG. That's what they're going to do, and it's going to instantly kill everybody. You're not going to see them. So there's that.
What do you think about the specializations here and the trees, the choices?
When you asked me the question, that's when I thought about it. I guess I've never been super wowed by it. And to me, all the good guns have a very clear set specialization that's just way better than the other ones. There's no reason to pick some of them. Like pretty much any gun that has a fire rate increase specialization, you just always pick that because you just automatically are doing more damage per second. You just kill people faster. I think they should balance that tree to where people can create their own unique play style, instead of just making this side of the tree make the gun just flat out better than if you did this way. Add some variety in there where not everybody's running the same specs, because every time I'm playing, a guy comes to my chat and question,
what are you specking?
What specs are you running? Because you're doing pretty good. So that's probably like the meta, I think. And I know it's hard to balance a game that has a lot of guns in it, but there are games that do it in making guns effective in certain situations and then putting it on the player to know what that situation is and pick the right gun and the right specs. I think they should look into that more, because right now it's just there is a clearly defined thing you should pick that's flat out better than the other ones.
You mean it's like super bare bones? Like, I feel like they were talking about making that better at one point, or adding more of these specializations, not with the guns but with the actual class. You remember that stuff? What
I don't know.
Like those the class upgrades, or I forget what the actual name. You guys probably know what I'm talking about.
Somebody in chat's probably gonna help us out here.
Yeah, what Rad has archetypes. They only had that set and they never did anything with them. Do you think they should touch that or just scrap it?
It's funny because when he mentioned that, that's probably something good. When I thought of those games that have a lot of guns that are balanced well, they are in archetypes. I mean, almost everyone that comes to mind is just like it has those set guns that perform in that range or that situation. Like I said, right now it's just there are some guns that if you put them side by side and they're in the same class, right? One is just better. Like there's no reason to pick this and always pick this. There's not a situation it can perform better in. And that's bad balancing. You need to, adjust something. And it seems like another problem they do a lot when they make the adjustments, when they realize there's something wrong. A lot of times I've seen, at least in 5, they're nerfing too many things and then like just not buffing the things that need help. So the trashy guns stay trashy, and then the guns that were just okay are also bad. And then it's like everything's bad.
It was way worse in BF1 when it comes to balancing. There are like well over 50%, 60% guns were just basically pointless. Like it just looked cool and sounded cool, but it was pointless.
Yeah,
there's not so many in Battlefield 5. A lot of people have a lot of opinions on different guns that they just like better. And I think that's a good thing, though it seems like you want it to be even more expansive than just that.
Yeah, there's just too many guns that don't have like any place, like you just said, and then they've got to change something there. I don't know whether it's rebalance the ones that everybody's using, to push them away from that and try something else, or kind of bring the other ones up to par. But there's some that just simply don't excel in like any situation, it seems like, where you just pick something else. So, and the archetypes thing, like Rad Hazard mentioned in chat, that might be kind of a easy way to go about it, but I don't know what they might experiment with.
All right, well, shit. What do you think about Battlefield 4's whole system? You want something like that?
I liked 4's,
what was your first Battlefield game? Let's just start off with that, just so I get a good idea.
Yeah, I played the original, man. 1942, 2002. There I was. I played all of them except a handful, but all the big ones I played. I didn't play like their mobile one. Most people probably don't even know that existed, but there was an app at one point.
Whoa, what? There's a made by DICE?
Yeah, it was EA game. It was like literally like a Battlefield mobile game.
Oh my god, I don't remember that.
Yeah, I like nobody knows what that is. But yeah, I played 42, 43, the DLCs for both Vietnam, 2142, which was kick ass.
I love that game so
much. That game's so good. And then I skipped Bad Company 1, but I played 2, and then 3, 4,
console.
1, 5.
I mean, were you a console guy back then?
Yeah, I mean, I played like the originals, like 1942 and stuff on PC, because I think it was only on PC, and that was, I mean, I was young then. I think I actually had to play it. Yeah, I had to play at somebody else's house because we either didn't have a PC that could like run that game, or I wasn't like allowed to use the like work PC that my parents had in the house, like play video games on. But it was always go over to Grandpa's house and install that 1942. I actually have the disc. I should bring that in and put it somewhere. I've got that plastic container for 1942 Vietnam 2142 with a little paper insert in it.
I got those. I don't have the 1942 one. I played that at a friend's place, so that's one thing I did not have.
What a game!
I got BF2, man. The 3 or 4 CDs was it that we needed to install? Yep. My God!
Heck yeah, you did.
That was the good old days. But what do you think about the specific engines that Battlefield's? I know, like, we had the refractor engine in 2142 and BF, all those old games, and then it kind of suddenly wanted to make a comeback for BF3, or like, I'm sorry, Bad Company 1.
Yeah,
they're like, bruh, we want big time destruction. We want this Frostbite engine can carry us to where no other game can touch
into
us.
Valhalla of gaming, man.
But what the hell is going on now? It kind of seems that the industry just cannot stand Frostbite.
When it came out, I thought it was cool, at least. I mean, I probably wasn't nearly as serious then, but I was like, fuck yeah, we're going to blow those buildings up and we're going to get in there and do some stuff. But I think Frostbite is showing its age now. Yes. And DICE is getting too wary to want to move away from it, because I'm sure it's a lot easier to keep an engine that is working and we can try to improve upon it. But look at the other companies, and they're making ground up new engines, and people are playing them. People want that new feel to a game. They don't want a reskinned title anymore. They want new. And I don't know what DICE is doing, why they don't want to move away from it. Might just be might be too hard or something. But yeah, I think people are just ready for a straight up new engine. And like I said, Frostbite just doesn't have the capabilities to satisfy, I think, like the modern gamer. It's like I said, showing its age. So
not too many people are talking about the engines in video games. A lot of people don't even know what the hell engines are in video games. But I mean, the difference from BF2 or those games around that time, and then when BF3 comes out with the new Frostbite engine, it was like Frostbite 3. Am I correct on that? BF3?
Yeah. I don't know what the actual like rendition of it was that they had in 3. So,
but it kind of seemed like that's the thing they wanted. So the apex of Frostbite, and which we're still at.
They at that. I think they pushed it in that title, and it's pretty close to where it was then. Now,
people need to start get on that stupid ass our the Reddits over there, right? And let's get some subjects about new Frostbite engine, like new update 4.0 or whatever, or a new engine. Like, what do you guys want? Because
honestly,
change.
New engine from the ground up. I think I can't imagine them just like
so long
releasing but it's time. Like, I mean, your game is dying, and that's a reason. There's a lot of other stuff you can change too, and we've talked over some of it, but that's a big one. That's just the game. There's no balancing you can do that's going to make that any better. There's inherent issues to Frostbite that have been around since the original run of it that are still with us, and we can't get rid of them.
Legacy bugs, right? Is that what they call
it? Yeah. I mean, like just like the rubber banding and stuff like that. That's something that's like inherent to Battlefield now. You're just like, yep, that's this game. You know, people are complacent with it. They're just used to it, and it's with us, part of the community, which obviously shouldn't be.
I've been asking everybody about certain aspects of the game, like destruction. Let's start off destruction. Do you want that to stay in Battlefield? Destruction?
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, you know what's not fine is me taking damage over time from a building that fell beside me, because that's not how wood works, or bricks. You ever been hit with a brick? You just feel very bad right then, and that's it. Not like you'll just slowly die, you know? So they should like change that. I don't know. That's one of the weirdest things to me, where they're clearly just using like the scripts that run the incendiary grenade fire, you know, dots and everything, and just apply it to these weird radiuses near the buildings where you'll just like get it melted by being near something being destroyed. But yeah, the destruction is good. That's what makes Battlefield, you know? I mean,
a new being able to make Battlefield.
Being able to make a play by creating a new route or something like that. But it's not that, like, it hasn't changed that much since 3 or anything. It's the places you can destroy aren't that spectacular for like a modern game anymore. It's always like the big same chunks of the building, and after you played the same map a couple of times, it all just looks the same, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna blow this big chunk up. It's not as, I guess, dynamic as it could be for a modern game, you know?
So it seems like they wanted to fix that whole issue with blowing up everything on the map by using fortifications. What do you think about fortifications in Battlefield 5?
I think I've built maybe 3 since I've owned the game. And like 2 of them were ammo boxes. That was like 2 nights ago, because the attrition system made me build the ammo box, and I was like, holy shit, like
it's tragic.
Nuts. But it's the funniest thing, man. This isn't very constructive, but it's so funny that you'll see, I just call them the Fortnite players, man. You boot up that lobby, and there's a guy, I mean, he's in the spawn building those sandbags. You know, he's getting that 10 points, swinging that hammer. I think it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I don't understand. Yeah, it just slows the game down. It's another thing where you got to take like time to just do something that it's just weird. It's just slow. Yeah, it's bad, man. But
okay,
and yeah, fortifications. I don't. Not my thing.
Get rid of it.
Not my. Honestly, I mean, I can't even think of how to adjust that. Like, just like if you don't build something to hide behind, shoot the guy, you know, be better at the gunfight. Just win your gunfights instead of building a hole to hide in, you know, people get out there. But that's kind of a play style thing. Some people want that, shall I say, tactical experience, you know, and they want to sit somewhere behind a wall and MMG. But
what if the fortifications were not a gimmick and actually contributed to a specific game mode in Battlefield? What do you think about that?
I think that, yeah, that'd be better. I mean, if you had kind of like a hard point game mode, but instead of like just standing on the point to get it, you had to like build the thing. So you had to have guys defend the guys building. Tell you one thing, I would never be the guy building. I would definitely be helping defend. That'd be one place for it, but I just don't even know if that's...
Kind of seemed like they tried that, didn't they?
Yep.
What are those stupid game modes called?
Dude, I don't even know what it was called anymore. It's so bad. Like, they got it. That's what, and I was going to say, I think they should just take that effort and focus it on something else instead that could be better. It's just, I don't think it meshes well with what the game is. You know, it's not a game about building. It's a game about destroying. And, you know, that's why the engine was originally made like that. So.
Gotcha. Okay. Let's go into, your guys' questions here in chat. There's a lot of you in here. It's time for you guys to ask either me or Baranox, our special guest here. What are your questions? What do you want us to answer? Put them in there in the chat. We'll answer them. I know there's a lot of other channels out there that ask for like super chats and whatnot to answer questions. We don't do that here. Okay, you want a question? It's free. Don't worry about it. We'll try to get to it. Okay, so if you got a question here, put it in the chat. We'll try to answer that. Okay, it's a new thing we're trying.
Here comes all my viewers gonna just troll us and not ask real questions.
That's okay. We'll talk.
There were some I saw at the beginning of the stream that I was like glancing over, but we were talking, so if those people are still around, definitely bring those back because now we can answer them. But
why do you only play with the ZK? Good. Hey, great question.
Hey man, you know why, man? It's the meta. But I think
why is it the meta? Why is it the meta?
It's not. It's good at everything. Why would you not pick it? I mean, and it's also there's so many things that could be fixed. It's a gun that has a set specialization tree that's clearly better than the other one. So getting the 720 rounds per minute fire rate upgrade is just flat out better than the 40 round mag. There's no reason to pick that. Makes the gun better. Still has great recoil. You can kill a guy up close very quick. You can laser beam across the map with it, and you can get 3, sometimes 4 kills a mag with it. It's just the Swiss Army knife, you know. So, and that's a balancing issue.
A lot of people ask me that, Guitar. So why do you want to kill all the fun from Battlefield 5? Man, you know, I like to, as you guys know me very well here, I like to branch out. I like to experience all of Battlefield. And if it's just one gun, that's the whole experience of Battlefield, I cry inside. Okay, yeah. I like variety. I like difficult guns to use. You know, that's one way to challenge myself to get into it. That's why I have that perspective of, things should be balanced more. And I'm thinking, I'm always like making fun of people using ZKs all the time. And it's just, but you guys are right. You guys are right. There's so little hype for this game. I need to shut my mouth about this because there's really not much going for this game anymore. Okay? I had to make a Battlefield show just to get some sort of conversation with other players. Yeah. So, you know, screw it, right? At this point. It's just, we need more stuff for this game and it needs to get better. Talking about small little changes, like balancing the ZK, isn't going to solve literally nothing, okay? Yeah. So, it's just, it's at a point to where we need more discussion, and people have stopped that here on both Twitch and on YouTube. Battlefield used to have an official Battlefield Twitch channel, and it doesn't seem like anyone uses it anymore. They had their own streamers on there. Oh, it's donezo. So I want to try to bring that back with special guests every week, and that's why I'm doing the Battlefield show. And hopefully this will get out there. We'll get some special guests. I wanted to get a really cool dude who's been out there on Reddit and on Twitter. I wanted to get that Temporal guy who's been bringing out a lot of hype recently, and using all those techniques of, you know, digging into the system code and bringing up all these new things that DICE are working on. And that kind of seems to bring some life to the whole thing about Battlefield 5. And I try to get him on here. He's not a dev. He's a he. He has family and everything, and he just has a new job that that's why he's not posting much on Reddit. He's been busy. Mm-hmm. It's unstable type of hours. It's not predictable, I mean. So he's definitely not a plant. I could tell you that. I've had DMs. Don't worry about it. He's just a dude that likes to dig into code and to hype things around. That's why. Oh, I knew that. So that's why I thought I could get him on here, but he will not be able to make it here in the near future. Maybe when his job is more intact, we'll get him on. But I also really much enjoy bringing Baranox on the show to get other perspectives of Battlefield. So that's what the whole Battlefield show is about. So if you guys like, please support the channel and the show and my guests. Definitely show some support for these guys, because they are Twitch Battlefield right now. We're replacing that shit. And, you know, that's just the way it's going to be. Damn it. We're taking over. Okay. We're taking over. There's nothing they can do about it unless they bring their own Battlefield show. That's why I took the name, The Battlefield Show. Yep. Boom. It's mine now. Sorry. You blew it, right? You blew it. Anyway. Okay. So let's get on to some other things here.
There's a whole bunch rolling through here. There's some earlier ones.
Questions here.
Rad talked about.
Go ahead.
I think it is kind of a serious question, like the effect that some of the new games are going to have on Battlefield. Like Modern Warfare releases next Friday. I mean, like people have also asked, you know, how is DICE going to recover from this iteration of the game. So
the Pacific.
Yeah, it's going to be hard. And yeah, that's exactly right. Something like that, or honestly, they need to release some PR or something. Like they need to become accountable for what they have done. Like they've let people they're
hints.
Consistently breaking promises too to the community where we say we're going to release something now and then we don't. And then you do it again and again. And now it's to the point where it's a meme, but it's like a sad meme that they say they're going to release something. Well, just no, they're not. It's going to be months before we get our hands on it. So coming out and saying like, yeah, that's on us, things like that. And then bring out a kick-ass DLC following that up, bring people back. Otherwise, yeah, your game's going to get attritioned by other good games. People are going to go to Modern Warfare, they're going to go play something that's just flat out better. So,
and
that's my thoughts on it. So,
yeah, oh no, that's really good. And what about this live service? You think that's something that Rad Hazard asked as well? Live service again, premium or what?
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, not now, because I think it would look really bad if you added. I mean, I don't want to pay more for this, what I'm getting right now. There's nothing that I want to pay more for. I mean, the game is fundamentally bad right now. They need to make changes before I'm willing to pay more money to get my hands on something in the future, because honestly, I'm not looking forward to the future DLCs and whatnot, because I'm just so desensitized by all the bad ones that come out. Every single time we release something new, it's like they do it wrong. We got to fix it. So, I mean, I hope the best for them, because I grew up playing the games. I love the franchise at its core. I'm just so disappointed with where it is now. So I really hope they do a better job in the future. But the logical side of me, where they consistently just screw me, says don't get your hopes up type thing. So
I agree. It's a wide peepo sad moment.
Big wide
peepo sad. Someone was asking, Pineapple was talking about having the game, should the next game be free to play? Listen, there's only specific things I think should still be free to play, and that is live service games, because of all those stupid microtransactions they want to use. And second, battle royale modes. I think all battle royale modes should be free to play, because you need a vast variety of people to keep your game alive. You literally have Battlefield numbers in your BR game. Your BR game is now dead. So it needs to be free. That's what we told them a billion times, right? Even X Factor. I see X Factor's name on here. He's long gone, people. Yeah. He's playing Fortnite. He's no father of nothing right now.
Yep.
Okay, he's a real father, yes. But he's done with Battlefield unless they bring something up. He will come back doing that, okay? But look, battle royales need to be free, and I think if they want it to be bring it back to Battlefield, and so be it. But it's gotta be free, otherwise it's gonna die. Why put all that effort into something that's gonna die knowingly?
Yeah. And speaking of BRs, this game has a BR.
It does. Firestorm.
And I've played one round of it. I won, by the way, just so you guys know. But that's like what a huge mistake there. I played it, and I only played one round. I've seen some gameplay. It's actually not like really bad. They just released it way too late.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that got delayed. There's pictures out there of that roadmap they first released, and it was going to come in whatever month, way later. And that's as soon as the trend began, the broken promises, and the community just gets more disconnected. And now it's just the people watching the game on Twitch has gone down so much. I mean, everybody knows each other now, which is cool, but also an indicator of like, no new people are coming over here. No new people want to come try this, because
they've long gone.
you come to like our streams and people say, should I get this game? And honestly, most people just say no. Yeah. And people aren't happy. And they don't. Yeah. I mean, that's just how it is right now.
Yeah, for sure. Grumpy Squirrel has a question here. What do you think you can do through your streams to change the mindset of the player base? Oh boy. I do understand that it's not your main goal, but you keep dissing these people, but it's not going to change their play style.
Oof. Is that directed towards both of us, or just
I suppose?
Yeah, I mean, I think I talked about it earlier. The game encourages people to be satisfied with being mediocre, and that's like, I don't know, that's in people's minds. They can't change how people play the game, I guess. And there's nothing wrong with casual gaming and not trying to be like the absolute best in first place every time. But it is a game, and you are. I mean, most people probably go into it trying to do good or win or something like that. But there's so many mechanics just in the game that they could change that would make the player base as a whole better and just influence them to challenge themselves and range out and try to improve their mechanics per se. Right now, you've got all those classes, the MMGs and whatnot, where you don't have to just do anything and then you get rewarded for doing nothing. So then psychologically, the game ends, and I see this big thing that says major victory. And I look at the scoreboard and I'm in first, and I'm like, hell yeah, I'm going to do that again. And to a casual gamer, that's all they want. They're just going to keep doing it over and over, and it influences people to play like that. So I think change the mechanics in the game to create a just overall better player base, push people to want to get better. People are so complacent now with just being mediocre at the game. And there's another problem that you get into is Battlefield is a really hard game to know how good you are at it because there is no elo. There is no comp scene for the most part anymore. So if you're top fragging a lobby or something like that, then you start second guessing yourself and wondering, well, am I doing really good because I've improved as a player and I'm just better? Or is this just a lobby full of really, really bad people? And it's not that indicative of your actual core skill. So it's hard to see if you're improving over time, because the game has no metric to measure that by. It's just hard to tell what's possible. And then you get into like the accusations because people don't know what they can and can't do. So it's like the whole vicious cycle that I just went through just based on, it's just like this weird domino effect of bad things that
right.
I think could be easily fixed. They're all core game elements that we could tweak, I think, and it would just make everybody have a better time.
A lot of us unknowingly, maybe subconsciously, try to encourage players to do something, even though we're yelling at them. Sometimes that works, man. You yell at someone and your own squad is like, get over here. They'll do it. And then like all of a sudden they're having fun. Like, wow, you just changed someone's mind. Like I keep telling some medics, like, you're a medic. You have unlimited health and you can revive people. Don't worry if you die. Just keep pushing and you'll get revived or you'll revive somebody. That's how you win games real quick. Just right. And you have tons of fun doing it. Little examples like that. I
think, that's probably a lot more constructive than, at this point, I just don't care so much. Most of the time, I'm just toxic when like bullshit kills me. But yes. I have tried to take like an educational standpoint in the stream. I think if the people, this is a problem on their side where I get into the lobby and we're kicking people's ass, and then it's just you're cheating, and I link, and I haven't even said anything yet, and they're like just super toxic. And I'll put my Twitch in the chat, which is, I know what's going to come. They're just going to rip me super hard. But that's a problem because they just don't even want to get better. They just want to immediately think that guy is cheating. Nobody can be better than me, and nobody's going to tell me to go learn something new. But if they came to my stream and were nice, and it's happened, people come, I'm totally fine with answering any question about game mechanics. And I'm by no means the best, but I like to help people improve. That's why I started the stream originally. It was to be educational. And I remember the first time I saw people playing at a really high level, I just immediately thought, I want to do that, or I want to know what they're doing. And if I could have gone to those guys and asked them questions, I would. But I guess there's some type of mindset with definitely the majority of players. They don't want to do that. They just immediately think that, I guess, nobody can be better than them, or they don't want somebody to like say come improve or something like that. It's just the community doesn't foster that very well. So
yeah, I know. I mean, a lot of my good friends here on Twitch, like, they'll go to far lengths to try and make the viewer a better player. Like, they'll make tutorials about certain things.
Yeah.
And that needs to be more consistent amongst us streamers. Screamers, right?
Yeah. I mean, the guys that come, all these guys in your chat right now, and I recognize a lot of the names too. They're super cool people. I mean, and a lot of them are kick-ass players. Yeah, they're really good. It's funny how there's this weird effect, right? Where it turns out all the good players watch the same streams and all the bad players are, playing the game right now being pissed in the chat. I mean, even the top players you watch, and I'm always complaining, and we're always talking about, oh, you're so mad at this. But I mean, you're having a different form of a bad time. You can only imagine what that guy who is like actually being genuinely really toxic in the chat. How can that be any fun, man? Like, if you actually think everybody's cheating every day you boot the game up, and you're just somehow, how could all these people be better than me? Like, come on, like, think for a second.
Dude, I was there. I used to be that kind of person, especially in BF2, man. I was, every single fucking time I died, I was in that chat.
Oh yeah. Oh, dude, I do it. I do it now too, but it's like kind of memey, but also sometimes not. But
I was dead serious. I was blood red, man.
Yeah, part of the games to me too. Like, dude, I was born a trash talker. I loved it. I mean, I still love it. I love getting in there. And that's why the chat's there. I'm gonna use it and everything. But if you spend 90% of your game not playing, or like I've had people spectate me for hours and just talk about how I'm cheating and that they're gonna like send these videos to people. It's like,
that's awesome.
How about you like just come to the stream and watch it in way higher quality without the latency? Because just so you guys know, the spectate mode makes everybody look like a blatant hacker. It's literally like 7 hertz refresh rate, so it's very bad. Do not use that as your basis for determining hackers in Battlefield, because it's a poor system.
I want to show you something here that I dug up of some issues in Battlefield lately. You might recognize this.
Yeah, tell me, I know about issues.
Let's see. Why is this happening? Here, check this out here.
Oh shit, is this the final boss?
Appreciate you.
The final boss.
I think I killed
him. Purchase.
Oh my god.
It's so bad.
Where's what?
Ah!
The PI got him.
Look at it. Okay.
That was the final boss.
Yep.
And I killed it.
What was that?
So, there is one filter by. Here's how we're going to talk over this one. Filter by the most popular clips on the channel, like of all time, and the one that's the one that's very nearby, which was right before that. I'll show you how cosmic brain I am. All right, let me show you how I killed that guy.
one more here. I promise. I don't know if this is the one you're talking about. Here, one more here. Watch.
All right, this is it. Okay, this is definitely
did it or not.
So this is the first time I encountered that bug.
And the gun that I want either.
Yep, everybody watch it.
Look it.
Your friend, dude. Who is that?
That's Nept, actually. It's leader of Omni. That's Nept's
clip it.
Evil laugh there. So, a couple funny things about that is that was, I think, the first time Enders ever raided my stream. So I had just got that fat Enders raid, and I was actually playing UT, just chilling, and they all rolled in there, and I was like, oh shit, they're gonna want to watch Battlefield. So I booted up. That was the first game that I got into, which actually, honestly, is probably great for Enders viewers. They probably thought that shit was the funniest thing I ever seen in their life. But that happened, and I mean, you can look at my face. That was actual just disbelief. I'd never seen it. I knew the game was bad, but that level, holy shit. So then, if you roll back the first one you showed, where it's defeating the final boss in Battlefield 5, that's after I learned what causes the bug.
Yeah, what?
So
What?
So if you see this, if you see this, so that right here, I was like, I figured out. I'm like, okay, I know what's happening. You know, the guy's not taking damage from the guns and whatnot. If you join a game late, there's some type of thing that happens where certain player models are not rendered in the. So like, I can see the meshes and textures of his body, but the actual, like the part of him that registers shots from like client-sided weapons, like the M1A1 and whatnot, the projectile guns, it's not there. It's just somewhere else. It's like somewhere else in the map. So if I actually found it and shot it, I think he would take damage. But somebody told me that server-side based damage would actually still kill them, which is explosives. So you see, I'm shooting. I'm like, holy shit! But then I get out the Piat and the dynamite, and that's what actually kills them. So you can kill these people.
Do you think because that hitbox or whatever you were talking about comes back?
I mean, no, that's just because this game is literally the code in it's spaghetti. So that's what that is. I don't know. The difference is client and server-sided base damage models, and for some reason the explosives are calculated differently, and it still damages that hitbox that should be there. Don't know why, but somebody told me that. So actually, that was the first time I tested it out, killed the guy, and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
But yeah,
something
like that. Obviously,
pistol. You tried everything.
Yep,
in your
and
arsenal.
that was testing right there because he went in that revive, and I was like, oh shit, I want to see like what can kill them. And sure enough, it's explosive damage. And then I hit him with that double tap dynamite to make sure that thing went back to the hell whence it came. So.
Okay, well, those are the two I found there. Okay, we went through that already. Let's close some of these. Let's go back in time, Mr. Baranox here. This happened to you in BF4, and not too long ago. You're going 383 in like a 1400 ticket server or something like that.
Dude, we were on a heater, my boys.
So then this happened.
I actually streamed that match too, but yep.
A few moments later.
No, dude, I crashed. Wait, or did I get kicked? And look, I even knew. I'm actually mad though.
The ominous music.
Dude, I'm actually mad. That was gonna be, and I still had time, man. I could have put down some big numbers right there, and they fucking banned me. I'm still triggered.
Oh shit!
That would have been I mean, it was a big match already. It was like 308 kills or something like that, but it could have been just like legendary.
So, are you like are you banned from every BF4 server?
Oh, yeah, I can't play that game anymore. That's like I'm literally banned from the whole game, unfortunately.
Oh shit, that sucks. And the same with I think Enders like can't get into BF3 games anymore.
Yeah, he has Enders has an alt account that I see him play on sometimes, but I don't know how he goes under the radar with that because they're just gonna ban him as soon as he does good.
Zafar had a question here earlier on here. Still trying to answer as many of your guys' questions as possible. Yes, no beard, Kill Logic. Calm down. It's one of those days here, all right? Actual opinion, should all class available weapons return, such as carbines, shotguns, DMRs, etc.? What do you think?
I mean, right off the top of my head, why not? I think because then you can use some of the classes for their equipment and then kind of pull in a gun though you want to use and get to a unique range. I mean, it just adds more variety to the game. Like having a carbine on a recon class. So now I've got the spotting flare, but I can also get up close and personal with guys. I think, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but they can't do it now because their balance issues are like way too horrible right now to properly implement that.
We'll tackle this topic probably in another Battlefield game, and we'll see what happens from there. Yeah. But this game is very underdeveloped right now, and I think it's pretty much donezo in March of next year, and I don't think this game will be alive. I mean, it might be barely, but I think the only game that's going to kill this is another Battlefield game. But I could be wrong. I think Enders. I think the Pacific is the end of actual content for Battlefield.
And honestly, when I think about it, even if the Pacific is really well done, there's already going to be so many other games out. I mean, how many more people are going to come back, and how many people are going to stick to it? You know, the disappointment is so rooted in people at this point. I mean, people want to hate the game, and that's sad, but that's the community mindset right now. So if COD is doing really, really well, and there's a lot of people playing it, and the Twitch community is going to be super active, I mean, hell, it's going to be hard for me to pick up this game every once in a while if I'm having a super good time in a game that works. Like, why am I going to come back? You know, what's it giving me that the other games don't have, I guess? So, like I said earlier, I don't want that to be the case. It's sad. It's disappointing. But even if there's this big surge of players when Pacific comes out because we want to check it out and then say it is good, I don't know, man. I can't imagine a lot of them sticking to it. There's just so much coming out.
Well,
and like I said...
What about this is kind of segues right into this whole thing compared to other Battlefield games, previous Battlefield games. Heck here in chat said, will RSP pretty much save the day or make a better experience? I think that's what they're writing on right now.
Yeah, it'll make it. The game will be way better. They just released it way too late. Everybody's gone already. They've all left. That's everyone's gone. So I mean, RSP will be kick ass. I can't wait. But too bad I'm only gonna be playing it with 25 people that still play the game. I feel like, but
apparently at the end of this month we're gonna get it with the Pacific. I don't even know, man. At this point. Hopefully there's
get your hopes up.
For sure.
Pass the data. So
let me look through some of these questions here. If you guys got any more questions in the chat, put them in here. We're talking about literally everything Battlefield. And thanks for hopping in and all the hosts. I see the hosts and the follows. I appreciate you guys supporting the Battlefield show. Again, I'm here with Omni Baranox, or Lord Baranox himself. Competitive player, really good streamer. Is one of the best players in the world, so do not forget to go
too nice, man.
Mr. Baranox. I mean, he has an MG42 in his room, man. Real. So he ain't messing around here. Let me look for some of these questions here. Anybody else here? Dark Energy, what's up, dude? How's it going, guys? Okay, I want to talk about this new game coming out.
Oh,
from Riot Games. Were you able to check that out?
I watched. Is the only gameplay out right now that trailer kind of that they did in house? Okay, so I watched that. So I fire away. I know everything you do.
So the Riot Games. I don't remember. It's called Project Alpha or something.
Project A or something like that.
A or B or something like that. It looks like a CS:GO type game, first person shooter.
Like Counterwatch Overstrike to me. So.
Counterwatch Overstrike, exactly. What, dude? Counter-Strike getting another or like competition, like a Counter-Strike style game for competitive players. I mean, man, you must be all over that shit, huh?
I don't know. I watched the gameplay, and I'm like all over the place right now because there's so little to look at. But what I did like, even though it was a very scripted 2-minute and 50-second video, I think. Go check that out, boys. See if I got that big brain memory. Even though it was that woman talking about, you could tell super scripted what she said. They were saying a lot of the right stuff. And you got to keep in mind, this is coming from a very big established company that has a lot of money. And they didn't need to say a lot of the stuff they said in that video. That just puts more responsibility on them. And they're not like a small company that if the game sucks and it fails, it's, not like going to be a big deal. I think Riot Games just has, so many resources. They wouldn't risk talking about some of the stuff they did if they're not going to do it right. And she gets into some core mechanics about just things that make me mad, about peeker's advantage, latency issues, things like that. They also showed like not bot-like gameplay, which I thought was pretty interesting.
Netcode stuff. They put netcode in the.
So this was super cool, and like some people don't even know what that is, like what peeker's advantage is, and like server-side based and client-side based issues. And she gets kind of into it, not on a super in-depth level, because I'm sure the masses that watch this don't care. But to the comp guys like me and probably the other Omni guys, that is interesting. And then I go to like the other side of the fence where I just don't know if even if it is super kick-ass and does great at what it is supposed to be, I don't know if I like that style of game exactly, because it's going to be a tactical shooter, so we'll see. But everything so far, I thought this was super promising. And I mean, this is a $20+ billion company developing it. So there's obviously a lot riding on it for them. They have the resources to make a good game.
This is the actual video here. But they covered cheating in the video, the announcement video. This lady here tackles that. They tackle gunplay. They tackle what you were talking about, netcode and peaky.
She talks about cheating.
Yeah, she talks about cheating. Did you see that?
And it's cool because if you look at, obviously it's like, it's teased and I doubt it. Yeah, that if you look at this frame right here, when what it says hacker detected, match terminated.
I don't know. That might be a placeholder. I was freaking out about that.
I mean, obviously that's probably not even what's on those screens right there. But if they're gonna take cheating that seriously to where if somebody in the game is hacking, the game literally ends. I'm fine with that. I mean, if they want to get that serious about it, for sure. And she says, you always it's literally Battlefield now. You're always questioning, did I actually lose that fight, or is there something weird going on here? And it's just absolute paranoia every match.
imagine the memes if this type of detection system was in Battlefield 5 right now, and you're like, oh yeah, I just got killed by a hacker, and the whole like screen turns black and it says hacker detected, and it says like DICE logo on there and everything.
Yeah, honestly, I'm about to like use this in my next YouTube video, and like when I pop off, I'm gonna end my video with this or something, but I don't know.
Holy shit!
But yeah,
never go, because it would happen every game, every single game you played. This would happen. Like,
nothing.
I can't play a fucking game tonight.
There would be no lobbies. The game, there's pretty much like. I say it a lot where I'm like, there's something weird going on, but honestly, at this point, there kind of is always something weird going on in lobbies I'm in, and if anybody's gonna say it, I feel like I can. I'm just like, I don't know about this, but
hey, at least you get your 10 company coins. If Ferris says that's good,
dude. Hell yeah,
that's good shit.
But yeah, this is promising. There's not a lot of gameplay, and I really didn't even look at that much. You know, it's like alpha type stuff. What I focused on more is what she says throughout the video, and yeah, she hits on the right things. And like I said, it's coming from a really big company that obviously has a lot of resources, so promising. I hope.
What about
right now? Oh yeah.
What about this bad boy game here coming up here?
Yeah, I feel like what I say is going to be controversial because like all the Battlefield players that played this and the top ones, like everybody hated this. It seemed like for the most part, like the general consensus was people didn't enjoy the beta.
I did not like it that much, but I was mostly looking forward to the big game modes, and that's where I started hating it because I thought it was so bare bones with the big game modes.
Okay.
And I was expecting way too much for some reason, and in my puny little brain, I was thinking, oh my god, they're making Battlefield Conquest and Call of Duty. But in reality, it's Call of Duty domination, but bigger. It's literally it, and like and just, you know, you could spawn on vehicles and other players. Wow. Like groundbreaking, right?
Yeah. Like a lot of it, I guess we can't talk on yet because it was a beta. And we don't know if they're going to change anything, but there was some stuff that's like pretty fundamental that they probably won't be able to change. But yeah, you pretty much covered it. Just from the sentences you said right there, you weren't super thrilled about it, right? It wasn't what you were expecting. You didn't really like it. You don't think they did it right. I mean, Enders hated it. I watched him uninstall that game. I was one of the few that had a pretty good time, and now here's at the end. If anybody liked me this far, now they're all going to rip me. I think a lot of people, and please, like, you know, interject if you want and tell me why you didn't like it, because I'm curious the actual thoughts of people that didn't enjoy some of the mechanics. I think a lot of people weren't playing the game exactly right. Like their expectations were wrong about how it was going to play. People kind of went in and were like, all right, reskinned Battlefield without netcode issues, go. And then you die really fast and you cross an alleyway and you're instantly dead. I didn't like the core game modes that much, which is kind of sucky. Like TDM and domination. Yeah, it was campy. It was slow. I don't like slow games. We already talked about that. I mean, but then Ground War comes out, and holy shit, did I murder people in that? I mean, it was cool, and the fundamentals are what I liked. The gunplay was, I thought, really good. The visual recoil thing kept coming up. The only guns that had bad visual recoil that they could balance were the semi-autos. I think I hit like 2 people during the entire beta with the Desert Eagle. That gun doesn't make any fucking sense. Like I just had no idea where the shots were going.
I felt like I was missing most of the time, but you know, I'm actually hitting them now. I was like, whoa.
I mean, but all these automatic guns, the M4 was way too strong and whatnot, but I used a lot of their guns and they seemed fine. Ground War was good. I fragged out, and then 2v2. Dude, I had a lot of fun in that. I don't know what people were expecting from it, but God, I could play that for so long. Me and my buddies had such a good time. It's you know, tactical because you still die quick and you feel really invested in getting the kill, but it's so fast. Some of the lobbies, the matches are like 10 seconds long. And since it's you, your buddy, and then 2 other guys, and in the original one, you all have the same loadout. If you lose the match, I mean, you just didn't play. You just got outplayed. They played better than you, but you've got 5 rounds. And so you lose that first one. You're like, we need to adjust, you know, we need to run better routes. We need to communicate better. I thought it was so involving to play with that teammate, just that one guy, and call out where the guys were, you know, run the routes, make the shots. But most people uninstalled the game like really quick and got really disappointed with it. But I don't know. I think it has potential.
I mean, when it comes out, I'm gonna play a little bit of the ground war for sure. I want to see how the spawns are, because spawns was like a big deal for me.
Yeah,
the spawning in that game mode was actually broken, I think.
Yeah,
so I hope they take a look at that. I'm sure they will.
Yeah,
some
it's
audio
like,
issues I had.
Yep.
There's some map design elements that were okay, but dude, just like you, I popped off on certain servers as well. I was like, wow, this is fun, dude. I am owning. I'm a god right now, right?
Oh, yeah.
Even moving around or on a roof or whatever, the spawns are so crazy. I could just stand in a corner and just murder people because they keep spawning in the same area. So they fixed that.
Yeah.
I think it might get a little more balanced and
right. And to me, it's like spawns are something that's easy to fix. You know, that's like literally they're going to go into the editor and move where those spawn points are. The things that were good that are hard to fix, like the gunplay, I thought it felt really good. My aim felt so snappy, and all my shots were registering, and it was so quick and visceral. And then you know, on the top of it, I think they did a good job with. They focused on making the guns actually work. So, like I said, I'm hitting the shots. The aim feels really good, and then I think they actually shot a lot of the actual firearms in the game in real life. And I mean, I own like most of the guns in the game, and you know, I was shooting them in the game, like, you know what? Yeah, like that feels very similar. It sounds good. It feels good. Really you feel rewarded to get the kills, you know, and you're not. It's not like, oh, I'm dying around corners. That's like Battlefield. You're getting, it's the, you know, the base engine is screwing you. I never felt like I got killed by the game being broken in this. I just felt like I got killed by people that either knew something I didn't, like an angle to hold, or I was, you know, being too aggressive, or I did something wrong. But never, I got punished because this game sucks. It was just like, oh, I could have fixed that. I could have won that fight, you know. And I like that.
It kind of screwed over people with high refresh rates. That 60 hertz bug was really annoying when aiming down sight. If they fix that, I mean, I'm sure they will. I mean, all the animations were stuck at 60 hertz for some strange reason. That threw me off big time. I mean, I know there's a lot of people that can get around that, but I'm not the best player in the world. Like, that was a little jarring for me, but you know, the more you played it, you got kind of used to it. But dude, all these problems can be fixed pretty easily. Even the kill streaks were an issue for a lot of people, especially in ground war. It just got a little out of hand.
Dude, some more bugged. Like,
I'm really curious to see what they're gonna do about this.
Yeah, and the whole vehicles thing, which is like everybody was super curious. How is Call of Duty gonna handle player controlled vehicles? I thought it sucked. Like, I used a couple of them, and the controls were bad.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just did not feel good. So I don't know how they're going to change that. But to me, some of my buddies played it, and they were like, just spawn and I get killed by the vehicle 18 times and I leave the lobby. They were really easy to avoid for me in the ground war mode. So they're not like super influencing. Like in Battlefield, if a tank is sitting outside of the playable zone, it just essentially becomes completely unkillable and picks on you the entire game. There was never a situation where we couldn't kill the vehicle in ground war. So that was good. You know, we could just roll one of the rocket launcher classes or hit it with one of the Hellfire missiles or whatever.
I like that.
You know, Battlefield. So
I kind of wish they had that, like a tactical squad call-in of just one little Hellfire missile
that's like
to destroy.
Just good
tank.
against a stationary tank. Yeah, just bust that guy who's been camping the whole game. Because right now,
I love that.
Unless you're the best Piat, you know, user in the entire video game, you're not killing the guy that's 14 miles away in the back
like
of
6 of them too.
Yeah, so then he just rolls away and heals. And it's the weirdest thing to me is that you can't go where the tanks are. Like, it's not a playable zone for the infantry. It's like, what do you think is going to happen? They're going to sit out there and
attrition,
camp,
Baranox attrition. Wasn't that supposed to help the
role
whole
players,
vehicle situation in Battlefield 5?
Yikes.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what's up, guys? Hey, Chicken Beef for Lanny, welcome, dude. Hey, great stream over there, dude. From the land down under. I love that guy, man. He has like crazy face tattoos. He's fun.
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah. I didn't check him out. What's up, man? Hydro, how's it going, guys? Bloodhound, we got a lot of people in here. Hey, if you guys got any extra last minute questions, we can answer them, hopefully. And I think I covered as much as I can. Oh wait, one more thing. Are you a musician? You have a guitar back there, so it begs a question.
Yeah, I think it's in like some of the description for my about sections. I'm yeah, music's something I'm super into. So I play a handful of instruments, and I've done it for a while. I've played the piano for 11 or 12 years now. Got into the guitar a little bit more recently, and I was in band, all throughout every grade, and played the trumpet and all kinds of stuff like that. So yeah, I love music.
All the Omni guys are musicians.
Are they actually? Yeah, I guess so.
And
some of them have pretty good taste too. Kaiser's got good taste in music. Tell you guys that. So,
I can't wait to ask him that. Hopefully, we'll get him on the show soon.
Yeah.
Trumpet gang.
Yeah, dude. Play a lot of marching band, everything, a little bit of everything. So.
Well, you can sing.
No, I don't have a great voice. I don't think. I've never tried it.
Aww.
I don't know, but play instruments. Play a lot of them. But what about you? You play an instrument? A reverse interview here. I'm curious.
Oh, yeah. You said you had some questions for me. You should.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to play guitar quite a bit.
Okay. Did you play acoustic?
In high school. I started with acoustic, and then I went to electric because I wanted to.
Because you wanted to shred, man.
I wanted to shred. Yeah, I wanted that that grunge, that
all right,
heavy stuff. I wanted
to
tune it down. I wanted to tune it down to see, and I want to play like Godsmack and Limp Bizkit stuff. And
That's funny.
I was all into that kind of stuff. So, System of a Down. So
Heck yeah.
I remember like a lot of their guitars were tuned down. I was like, ooh, cool.
Yeah, I'd say like every band I listen to is down tuned now. So
hell yeah. So, and then like one of the only bands that wasn't was Metallica, and I standard light, and I play until their newer albums, and they lowered that one for some reason. Yeah, they had a couple good songs on there, but yeah. So guitar was the only thing. I couldn't really play anything other than the recorder.
Hell yeah.
I was a recorder boy. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Now I know a little bit more about you. And then one of the other things I want to know was the name. So Julian, obviously that makes sense, but Janganoo, where does it come from? Oh, you guys probably know, but I don't. So I want to know.
Janganoo is from a mispronunciation of my last tag, or my game tag, pretty much.
Okay. Gotcha.
And I played with a couple of boomers, or old guys. They're not boomers. They're just old dudes we played Battlefield with at that time. And they're really cool. They always call me either Janigwe or Janganoo. One of the other guys call me Janganoo all the time.
That's funny.
Like, wow, but I kept that until now, and it's stuck. I was like, well, now I want to use that because I like being called that. I miss that. I miss those guys.
It does have a kind of ring to it, man. It sticks. So
yeah, it really. I was thinking about, okay, well, how am I gonna do Janigwe, and like, how can I type that out? And it was like, oh my god, I'm like almost spelling like hungry or something.
Yeah,
like, it looks weird. It doesn't sound right. So I went with Janganoo, and it's still hard to pronounce for like new people that are looking at it. Which sucks, but. Like, I donated to a big streamer, like one of my favorite streamers, Dr. Disrespect. You know,
oh, like, hell yeah, dude, the tweet of that picture with him, so good.
Yeah. I was like, hey, thanks for donating, JulianJanganoo. A lot of people say he's Janganoo.
Yeah, I don't think there's like any Twitch name I've ever seen that can be consistently pronounced. Like, mine gets just destroyed if I follow somebody, so it's whatever.
Yeah, luckily yours is really easy.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Baranox, piece of cake.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't even. Like, I always thought, like Vabro. I would call him Vabro.
Yeah, I just call him by his actual name now because he followed me on Twitter, so I just call him out.
Jangaroo, I hear that a lot. Jangaroo, Baby Jangy. I love all the new names. Is pretty great. But yeah, that's what it was. Mispronunciation of my older game names, and that's how it became that, pretty much.
Okay, well, now I know.
Yep. Okay, you ready to watch some clips?
Heck yeah, man, let's get into the clips. I'm down for whatever.
Okay, we got some clips, guys. If you want to get in on this, you totally can. It's 100% free, and it's on our Discord. Here, let me get up to the clip section. This here is our Discord, the Stream Lounge, where you can find someone like Baranox on here. We have a whole list of streamers that you can see. on the right side. This is coming through, right? Okay, perfect. Everything's here on the right. You got Chicken on here. You got BioWare who's streaming right now. You got Boca Rose, all good friends here that hopefully will get on the Battlefield show soon. So, I mean, if you guys want to check out some of these streams, you totally can here on Stream Lounge. Click on their name and click on the watch button. It'll send you right to their Twitch channel or wherever they're streaming from, pretty much. But here in the clip section, you can submit your own clips for free from your own channel, from your friend's channel or from Baranox's channel. You can put them here. I love reacting to your guys' clips. So I started doing this on my regular streams. At the end of every stream, I react to all your clips, and some of these are so freaking legendary that I had to pin some of these. And some of the pinned ones on here, guys, if you just click on the pin button, these are the most ridiculous things you've ever seen in Battlefield and in other games as well. It doesn't have to be Battlefield. So if you want to share with us, go for it, and you will be featured at either the end of this stream of the Battlefield show or the end of my streams. I watch all of these with you guys. So I'm all caught up here. Let's start off with Beep Boop. He has something incredible to show us here in the underground. Let's see what we got.
Oh, dude, underground, what a murder fest it is.
A murder fest. Dr. Disrespect sounds here.
Guys, your left, Beep. Guys, your left on the other side of the wall.
Oh my
Two guys
God.
up.
ZK, there you go.
They're on both sides.
Like, of course. I mean, it's like the only gun in the game, man.
Hold on. I just need to hear it.
No.
It's the
One more
meta.
guy's on me now, so watch out.
Need my audio.
This
need my
guy's
audio.
single-handedly stopping everybody
My
from
audio.
coming past this.
Give me a second.
Bye, MG42, man.
I needed his ammo first.
The reaction time of an MG42 gunner right there.
That's why you gotta pre-fire that mamma jamma. He's still going. Oh, baby. Nice.
Dude,
That was a
he's
shotgun
using the
delivery.
he's using the wrong sight though, man. NIDAR sight is not the way, boys. It's about that laddie sight.
Come on, have some ramp,
Let me
ramp.
tell you.
Oh my God, I hear that a lot, dude. There's
It's
a
so
lot of
good.
conflicting things here. I see a lot of NIDAR. I respect a lot of the people who are using the iron sights on that. A way to go.
Yeah,
brothers on
don't
that.
use iron sights in Battlefield 5. You ADS slower. It is, you actually put yourself at a disadvantage.
No. Okay, let's go on to Crystal here. I do not know I was capable of doing this. My average 21 frames per second. I don't know how she keeps doing this, but here, let's give it a shot. This is the new gun. Oh my God, it's truly astounding.
Smoke him.
Yeah, that's it's just truly amazing that she can do that, and she keeps playing it. I know she's trying to get a new computer here.
Yeah, I was
pretty
gonna say
soon,
she has
but-
some just bad hardware or something like that.
Yeah, I
good
think
on
so.
her.
I
You know,
think so.
power through. And playing this game that at a 200 frames per second is still molasses. So
I know it's just she murders me all the time. Outflanks. I was like, God damn, it's Crystal again.
what's her username in game?
IR Crystal.
Okay.
Crystal. I met her
Keep
over there
an
at
eye on
TwitchCon too. She's a really nice
Nice.
person.
That's
Real
cool.
nice. Let's move on here to Boca Rocha here.
Oh, Stacker Rosa coming at us,
Stacker
dude.
Rosa. Yeah, let's see what he's got. New gun.
Who shut?
Oops.
What's going on? I can't see a thing. But I hear so much pitter patter.
Dude, the throwing knife, so disrespectful to him.
Very.
He does not respect these. Oh, that was a Fortnite player building the ammo box.
Wow.
Yeah, all my reactions will be a little bit delayed because
Oh my
I'm
God.
watching on your stream,
good.
so they're 5 seconds behind for chat. But... Holy
Very
shit, was that like, that's like,
disrespectful.
oh my God, how many throwing knife kills did he get in this feed?
That flank was sexy.
I don't think I've ever seen him throwing knife.
Dude, he's popping off right around with it.
Oh, this is so
How did he live that long? I'm
toxic.
reporting him after this. There's no way I would get away with that shit. Like,
No way.
I would just instantly die. God.
So toxic.
That's why you do it. You run the routes because sometimes you get lucky, man, and you just go on that feed. That was nice. That was super good.
All right, let's see his next one here from Stacker Rosa. Another clean flank. He's
I'm gonna drown. Ah!
This is a really unique
Dude
part
with
about
a
this
gun
map.
in here somewhere, eh?
I like the adjustments they
You
made to
actually
underground
start
from
drowning.
Metro. Yeah.
I don't know where he went.
Oh my god. Like, I know we're not gonna die, but it's still so stressful.
Be
in there. Walk in the door.
I didn't even notice that guy right there.
Invisible. Oh yeah, I thought the opacity on the revive thing is way too strong. I'm just gonna notice things I don't like about the game.
Sorry, dude. Did I block it?
A whole nother
Oh my
subject.
god, 50 frames a second.
Behind you, Bio. I'm on our right.
Oh, here it is. Yep.
Oh my
He
god.
knows the way.
Please let me get there.
Look at him, dude. He doesn't even react. He just expects this level of performance.
Yep.
He's like, you know what? That was alright.
That's water.
Another good one for show. Welcome, fellow toxic.
I know. I love the chat.
Okay, a few more here. Another Boca, part 3 of Boca Rocha here. Let's see. Sorry. Vincy boy.
Boy inside the nook where I'm at.
3x STG,
Oh
man. I
my
haven't seen this.
god. Yo, Vincent Cassie, thank you so much for that raid. What's going on? It's a stream.
Vince and Cassie, baby. Go check them out too. They're also Battlefield streamers. Get them on the Battlefield show. Oh, Dynamics played with this setup quite a bit for a while.
It's good. I used it for a while, but they made some type of adjustment to the STG, and it just wasn't as good on the 3x.
We got here late. My scores are this low because of that. Rough games, but fuck it. Did you have fun though?
Yeah. Oh no.
All the big boys coming. I hope it gets 1 kill.
Bink. There you go.
Oh my god, I'm on fire. You kidding me?
Not blowing it, confirmed.
Who are these plebeians?
Still did pretty good for 3 times.
That's not bad.
Do you play with ADS field of view on?
Oh yeah, that's the way, man.
No,
Definitely. I mean, some people I've seen really good players play with it off because they want to be able to see people a little bit better with that extra zoom. But I just think from a consistency standpoint, if you can get your field of view to stay the same on the 1x as when you ADS, that's what happens when you've got it on. It just helps. You have a wider field of view. You can see much better, and it makes that hip fire in ADS. If you've got USA on, actually, it doesn't matter if you're on a 1x. So I think you'll be more consistent with it. But
it took me a while to get used to that. I showed Boca Rosa not too long ago.
Some people don't know that's
he was like, "What the fuck is this?" Like,
yeah, no,
and he totally understands like why you guys have like no recoil at all.
Yeah, it's totally perceived visual effects. You're just way closer to the reticle with it off. So you just think there's more recoil, but there's not.
What's up, Luna Lyric? How's it going? Yeah, I met Luna over there at TwitchCon. Hey, thanks for coming by here. We're watching some clips from around the community. If you guys are just joining us, here with my special guest, Omni Baranox, very highly skilled Battlefield player, and we're just talking about Battlefield stuff and watching some clips from around the community that people are submitting. So that's what we ended up doing here. I hope you guys enjoyed most of the show here. We're still watching some clips. We got some good ones here. Looks like an education here from Flathon.
Input lag, man.
Yeah, talking about input lag. How do you do this? Let's give it a look-see, huh?
Curious what he talks about.
Best
here.
sniping tips in the game.
He's a
Never hard
Greek
scope,
god,
never
too.
chain zeroing. Did you see that? First shot, highest bullet drop in the game, no problem.
No problem. Thank you, J-Mo, for the 100 biddies. Yeah, he plays with
Hello everyone, I'm Flegether.
Icy20, also
Yesterday,
from
I
Greece.
decided to return to Battlefield 5
Well, he knows
and
people
rock the
from
Lewis
all
gun
around
on
the world,
Operation
man.
Underground, as well as snipe a little bit with scopes and with iron sights. I find that if I don't play the game a lot, I quite enjoy coming back to it.
Ironside
However,
sniper,
in
dude.
this
He's a
video,
role
I want
player.
to focus on a certain new piece of info we got from some extremely good and well-educated tech YouTubers recently. There are certain games on PC nowadays that you need to cap your frame rate in order to have less input lag instead of playing the game uncapped. Oh, είναι πολύ σε μένα.
Have you heard of this?
I know what he's gonna get into.
This is
and
extremely
it
important.
depends a little bit
In the
on,
past,
I guess, how good your hardware is.
Okay, I don't think I'm following. He said you had to do something to, or play a certain way. No, you had to cap your frames to get less input lag.
Right, and because there used to be a big issue, there was a couple weeks, well, maybe like a week or so, when everybody was like, there was guys posting those Twitter videos of them getting like insane input lag, and I was starting to feel it. And I mean, I just couldn't play the game. That's like one of the things that will immediately just, I'm out. If the aim doesn't work, I'm gone. But it had to do with the way that this game, if you're having huge inconsistencies in how much frame rate you're getting, so you go from getting a lot to very few, back and forth and whatnot, you actually, the way that this game engine works, you actually lose the mouse input in those gaps. So your sense just feels like super off. Everything's bad. And like Ender says in the chat, I mean, I would alt F4 straight out of that. I assume he's going to talk about making that more consistent.
I'm thinking about future frame rendering used to be pretty big cause of this input lag.
Yeah.
I used it quite a bit at the beginning of the game when the game was like barely runnable. It was terrible without future frame rendering. What is future frame rendering like now? Like, is that have much an effect?
I mean, I think I actually still play with it on, and I think Ender's the guy that turned me onto that, and it actually did make a big difference. But the fact that we have to go in and optimize settings on our side with configs and whatnot means that they need to go and look at the engine itself, because people shouldn't have to do that. I mean, there's something fundamentally wrong that I think they need to do on their side, to where, this guy doesn't have to upload this crazy video on settings that need to be tweaked and why the game doesn't run properly. I mean, just optimize it on their end, It's 2019.
Yeah, a lot. Then it looks like you got some information here from Battle Nonsense. A lot of people give him flack about certain things. I think very educational type of person when it comes to netcode and stuff. But a lot of people give him some hell on certain things. I just don't. I don't know. I feel like he means well,
Yeah, I mean, I'm not super familiar with all of his content and whatnot, but I can see, I guess, some people think they're an expert on, I guess, more than they are. So they probably want to put their opinions around.
Let's play the rest of this and see what he says here.
Engines like Source, we needed our FPS uncapped to have that slight possible advantage over our enemies. But according to Battle Nonsense, capping our FPS on Battlefield 5, DirectX 12 or 11 is better and can lead to up to 40% less input lag. This has also been confirmed by Hardware Unboxed and both Nvidia and AMD. You can see their slides here.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
This
is what I was talking about, where it's kind of hardware based. You see how he showed, your GPU load. So obviously if you have like a kick-ass GPU and it's not putting a lot of load on it or anything like that, then you might not have the issue.
What you actually need to do in Battlefield 5 is to cap your FPS up to a point where your GPU doesn't get utilized above 95% and add the ultra low latency feature of Nvidia or AMD anti-lag.
I do have that on, the ultra low latency for Nvidia. Did you take a look at that, Baranox?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like at this point, I can feel, I think, pretty well if there's any input lag. I mean, as soon as I feel that the aim is off or something weird's going on, it's pretty easy to notice, especially when that's something you practice every single day, you know, like all the Omni guys and whatnot. If there's something wrong, I notice it pretty quick. There was that week, like I said, where it was bad, and I just didn't play. Lately, I haven't really had any issues. I think it's fine. I haven't changed my settings or anything since ages ago.
Well, that's interesting. It's a very interesting concept. It shouldn't be. People shouldn't have to make videos like this, to be honest. So.
Oh yeah, like I said, they need to optimize this on their side, and we don't need to be having the community go and optimize the game for them.
Right. Exactly. I mean, just look at the new map, the new Metro map. I mean, it's just poorly optimized, and they're taking a look at it. So maybe for the next patch, we'll get some more frames. Okay, let's move on to Tyrium here, doing some craziness.
Hey,
I'm sure.
last guest on the battlefield.
In one service, like not being able to hit. He's got a sweater on. With the iron sight, baby. Oh boy. And he's got some latency as well here. Indicated on top right. Whoa!
I'm over here watching. Of course, you've got me. I'm watching his hand this whole time. I'm trying to figure out what kind of sense he plays.
It's kind of low.
Some people died. Thanks for me.
My boy Tyrium. In episode 3, by the way, guys.
That's weird that it looks like he has his elbow lower than where his wrist is. I mean, he's doing great right now, so it's just something he's used to.
I don't know. Slightly, but it's kind of level. It's level.
That's how I
because I think if you're like that, I mean, that might develop some crazy carpal tunnel right there. I don't know.
I know.
Watch out, Tyrium, dude. Carpal tunnel, mate.
Tyrium is an alien.
Tyrium's an alien? Oh, shit. Okay, guys. A couple clips here. A couple more, and then we'll go raid somebody. Let's check out EXO, and then Night Noble, and then we'll cut off there.
EXO.
And I'll view... Yeah, EXO. We'll view the rest on my normal streams. Probably tomorrow I'll be on. So stay tuned for that, and keep sharing, guys. Keep sharing.
Toggle
I'll watch
ADS.
as many as I can, okay? Let's see. EXO, what are you yelling about now? Let's see. Just kidding.
So EXO has actually been sending me clips, like DMing me on Discord of some of his clips. I've been trying to help him with like his Twitch aim. Okay. This guy's good. You guys should. Oh, if you don't know who it, if you don't know who EXO is, I mean, I stopped by his stream. He is way too underrated. This EXO, he's already really good, and he has so much potential. He's doing so much that most people just don't.
Apparently, he came from consoles recently too.
Did he? Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't believe it.
There's something about just like people that show the potential for really, really high-end mechanics, and it's just hard to find, man. And he definitely has that like glimmer, you know. Some of the clips he sent me, yeah, I would keep an eye on this guy. As far as if you want to see really good mechanics, I think EXO's got a lot of potential, and he's already kick-ass now. So. Oh
hell yeah! Do you have a Discord server? Bloodhound's wondering.
Yeah, well, he's trolling me because he asks me every day in my chat. I don't yet. If that's something, it seems like there's enough interest in it now. I mean, I'm not like super big by any means, but I guess it's free to make. I'll make one if you guys want, so I can troll you in there. But
well, when Baranox announces it on his Twitter, go follow all the socials for him. Let's check out one more clip, and then we'll get on out of here. Okay,
let's do it.
One more from Night Noble, who's here in the chat. He's doing something crazy with the MP28. Let's check it out here.
Team's giving up.
Oh God.
Oh
dude, he's
my
deep.
God! Oh my God! Oh
holy shit!
God! Holy shit, dude!
How did did the game not break for him? Because I'm actually mad if it didn't. Have you seen the bug where if you get too many kills too quickly, it stops counting the kills for you?
In the feed?
No, so if you get it, what happens is it stops showing the skull icon, and then if it actually stops counting them, in the scoreboard. Like you actually don't get those kills, and it's typically when you do something just like this. And yeah, he didn't get it there because the skulls showed the whole time. Dude, that makes me so mad.
I can't believe what you're saying here. It's like literally taking kills from him.
Yes, he's not experiencing it here, but typically when you do something like this and get a large amount of kills very quickly, like anybody in the chat that watches my stream can probably attest to it. We see it almost every day for some reason. It's nuts to me that's like can even happen.
It looks like he got everything.
Oh yeah, he gets them all. He's definitely getting them all here because it bugs the whole life for what I've seen.
Stop skipping the clip. What's going on? What'd I do?
I
made a mistake. I just wanted to re-show it.
I don't know. Yeah, I was just watching it, but
my bad. Sorry for that.
That was big. That was big time.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, nice. Okay, we're gonna go raid somebody here, guys. But before we do so, I'd like to thank you guys for joining me here on the Battlefield show. Here with special guests. Omni Baranox, go follow all of his socials and follow his Twitch channel. He's an excellent streamer. Go do it, okay? Next Battlefield show will be with Boca Rosa. Boca Rosa will be
baby, let's go.
Week Saturday night, 8 p.m. Pacific, live here on Twitch TV. Okay, Boca Rosa will be the next person on the Battlefield show, so be sure to tune in next Saturday, and then we'll try to figure out if Daddy Drip Drips is all better now, and then we'll give it a talk with him. I'll contact him soon. Okay, guys. All right. I'll catch y'all on the flippity flop.
I've got a quick question before
you go for it.
Well, one, just thanks a ton for putting me on here. This is awesome, and I think what you're doing is amazing. But the question I had, it's the Battlefield show. Is there any thoughts somewhere in your mind right now that you will, move into other games as they come out and become popular, and maybe some of these guys go to different games and focus on something else? Or is it the Battlefield show episode 1000 in a couple years? Like, I'm curious. I think somebody else in the chat might be too. So
okay, I'm a huge Battlefield nerd. I've been playing it for ever, and I'm gonna stick with the Battlefield show, even though we're talking about other games, because we're gonna there probably will be a Battlefield game in existence that I'm playing or that's being hyped up for new content. I don't think DICE is giving up on Battlefield, and I don't want to give up on Battlefield, so I'm gonna stick with the Battlefield show for as long as possible. But hey, if the Battlefield doesn't exist anymore, then god dang it, it's really easy just to change the title.
Oh yeah, well yeah, I was like, will we change the title, or are we gonna have multiple shows? There's the Battlefield show, the COD show, the this show, that show. But I was just curious about that. So
we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But for now,
good deal.
I'm taking it over.
Whoa, the gifted subs, man, right?
Whoa,
Stiff Johnny P coming in.
Johnny P, thank you, dude. Who's on that list? Raggedy Man Humphrey, Mr.
Kaiser. Let's go.
Whoa, everyone part of the Battlefield show crew. Thank you for the massive support here on the channel. I appreciate it. We're going to keep on doing these. And if the demand is high for more people, god dang it, we're going to do more shows a week. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed your stay. Stick around here. We're going to go raid somebody, and we'll catch y'all tomorrow. Oh, heck. Thank you for the 200 biddies.
Take care, guys.
All right. Good night, guys. Bye-bye.